Welcome to the Outer Circle Movie Hour review time. Oh, fuck, already fucked it. Hold on, stop. Welcome to the Outer Circle Movie Review Hour. Tonight we've got the movie Alien Covenant. We're going to go through the movie review. We're going to do a non-spoiler review bit at the start. And then we're going to talk about some crazy spoilers. So stay tuned for that. I'm going to hand over now to Chief Analyst Macca. Are you there, Macca?
I sure am. G'day, everyone. And on today's show, we, of course, as you would have heard in the introduction, have Tim from the Eye of Horus podcast, who's also seen the film, joining us for a lovely chit-chat.
And for no reason, here's Cat. Hello. Hello. Yeah, I thought you got away from me, didn't you?
Who the fuck's that, Macca? I thought it was just me and you. Giving this guy some time.
We tried.
Jesus.
We tried. We had to wait like a half an hour for him to have his fucking dinner.
Yeah.
So we had to like.
Yeah, well, my bowl was
talk
half
shit.
full, mate, so it was empty. So I had to wait for it to get full again, and then I ate it, and it was delicious.
And then you had to chew
It's
on your
not very
tail and shit.
nihilist.
Yeah.
Now I'm gluing Mark 3 legs together. Hooray! Why are they in two pieces?
Wait, what? Are they? I haven't looked at them that closely. They're two pieces.
the
Is
plastic
Mark
ones,
2 or
yeah.
Mark 3 from the fucking Prospero, whatever the fuck they Mark 3.
this front and back.
Yeah, two pieces, and their backpack is in two fucking pieces. The fuck is everything in two fucking pieces for? The fuck
Because of all
is
the
this?
angles and undercuts, it's too difficult to cast as one piece. You know.
Well, the cool thing
plastic
is,
injection
Alien
mold.
Covenant was in one fucking movie. No Peter Jackson bullshit trickery here, where there's fucking movies broken up into fucking 5-part DLC bullshit. You get the whole piece of crap in one big, shitty, dirty toilet.
So you didn't...
Or maybe it's good. Maybe I was like I found it okay. I reckon some standard OH&S procedures could have mitigated a whole bunch of situations in that fucking movie.
Yep.
Like the use of oil-resistant and blood-resistant boots, adhesive surfaces in places that may get slippery, stuff like that. Just your weapons and ammunition storage and transportation. Those kind of things, as basic principles of OH&S, would have solved half their fucking problems.
Well, just fucking quarantine protocols, man. Like, that's every single one of these movies is just like an ode to shit fucking quarantine protocols. Like,
Well, in the first Alien movie, that makes sense because Ash is responsible for getting the alien on board, but that's because of his company plant, right?
Well, I'm talking more about like these Alien prequel movies, right? So like Prometheus obviously is like a direct prequel to this. Like,
I never did see Prometheus because
you
I
haven't
was
seen
talked out of it. No, I was talked out of it because of like just the reviews, just they were shit, and it wasn't aliens, and I'm like into aliens and shit.
Okay, well, this is how
whatever the
I
fuck
really enjoy
Prometheus
it.
Yeah, I think it's like a reboot. It's a prequel like reboot. It's like this. It's like the first 3 Star Wars movies. I bet you there's 3 of these movies, and they're a prequel to like the Alien movies, right?
Oh,
That's
so you're saying that we did get Peter Jackson? So I've been like fucking honey-dicked into being Peter Jackson.
No, you're getting a
But I never
saga.
saw the
Like,
first
you're getting 3 long movies in a saga, like a Star Wars style thing. Like they're never gonna break like a Star Wars, like Star Wars Part 4, Star Wars, Episode 4 Part 1. They're never gonna do that. That's what this is kind of like. It's like an hour and how long was it? 2 hours, 2.5 hours?
Yeah, about 2 hours. Every Alien story is a self-contained story, but it always leaves shit open-ended deliberately.
Yes, yeah, but I feel like these ones are definitely like a prequel to like what happens, right? So and
they are deliberately stated so that they are by Ridley Scott.
Okay, so so Kat doesn't fucking know anything about this, but we can give him a brief fucking Prometheus like run through Prometheus.
No, I haven't. I have an idea, and a lot of people said they went to this movie to get a lot of answers from Prometheus. They could have done a lot to connect it.
Good luck with
and
that.
They failed. They failed on all key points there. So
they got Charlize Theron just fucking running around in a tight suit. Like basically they just fucking the thing that fucks them up there, right? And what starts this whole fucking shit fight is that they just turn up on the planet. They're like, oh, cool, we found some rock art and shit. It's telling us to go to this fucking planet. And they're like, okay, cool, let's do it. Let's just get in a spaceship and just fucking go there. And like, okay, cool, let's go. Let's just fucking do it. So then they fly there, and then they get out, and they just like go, Okay, we fucking just arrived. Okay, let's immediately just like plunge into the atmosphere. We'll just land. Oh fuck, there's some big shit over there. It's like 2 clicks away. Okay, quick, you get in the fucking quad bike. I'm gonna get on. Two of us will get in this buggy. We need another quad bike guy, and then some jeeps and shit. Let's just fucking go there. And they're like, okay, cool, let's just fucking do it. And they just fucking immediately just drive out. Like, there's no like thinking about shit, planning anything. They just immediately like, just fucking do it. Like, immediately just run there. Let's just fucking run around. Oh, we found a fucking alien base. Okay. We don't know how long people have been there. Like, every single small detail could be of fucking use. No, let's just get torches and fucking run through the corridors, and we'll send this fucking drone down there. You run down here. Oh, fuck, look, this machine that's on my wrist is telling me that the air on this fucking alien world is breathable. Yeah, cool, I'm just gonna pull my fucking helmet off and start breathing it. Like, there's no, like, forethought put into space travel in this franchise, basically, is what I'm saying. Like, it's just like...
Well, the prequels rely on really dumb decisions. Like, really dumb decisions is what the prequels rely on.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, Aliens, and Alien 3 are all smart films.
Yeah.
You know, like, in Alien, it's they stumble across a derelict ship. They got no idea what it is. But at least they go in with fucking spacesuits on and stuff, and they're only there because the company tells them they got to go there, and you know they didn't really want to go there, and you know it makes perfect sense. Whereas in Aliens, they're all a bunch of dumb colonists, and they're just told, "Oh, go check out a crashed ship," and they go there, and you know they don't know what the fuck they're doing. They're just colonists, right? They're not scientists or anything like that.
Well, no, there'd have to be some sort of. There were scientists there. There were medical personnel there. There were pilots. Obviously, they were pilots because. A fucking pilot. On that, what the fuck kind of screening process do they have the fucking pilots? Slight a medical emergency with somebody slightly bleeding. No, Coven.
There's a few things that irritate
Someone's
me.
had a blood nose and they lost their fucking mind. Could you imagine the screening process for that? You get shown a Rubik's Cube, the person starts losing their mind, and the crew's just like, yep, that's fine. This person can go. It's like the fuck.
We need to send you to an alien
just
world.
Wanted to knock off or something. He's just like, no, I need one more. This person will be the pilot. The person who gets like triggered by fucking everything, who just lost their mind at a fucking Rubik's Cube. Just like, could you imagine that? And then they find out that this shit's happened, and they get back to whatever Earth, I guess.
The best characters in all these prequels are the pilots.
Pilots that one was fucked, like legit fucked. I thought she was also a doctor as well.
Oh, the chick. I'm talking Danny McBride.
Okay, yeah. Let's establish back what movie we're talking about, because we started talking about Prometheus. So basically, that movie happens and it sets up this movie. So I would suggest, unlike Kat, if you're gonna go and see Alien Covenant, you go and watch Prometheus first, because it's like very like similar in tone, and it's directed by the same dude, right? It's got the same characters and shit. It continues the story. Yeah, cool. Okay, so
Nil by Xenomorph in Prometheus, though, right?
Well, you don't fucking know, mate, because you didn't go and see it. There is some early.
There's no fucking Xenomorph, mate. There is.
There is.
Huge...
There is. There's like there's like a proto Xenomorph. Like
that's called the Deacon.
Yeah, the whole story is that like fucking basically we'll went to the spoilers section, and then we can talk about we'll go back to that, because if we start talking about Prometheus spoilers, I think it'll just
it's a very spoiler heavy film to talk about.
Okay,
let's face it.
Prometheus.
Yeah, we'll talk about
whoever wants to see it. How many years have they had to see it?
Okay, well we'll talk about those when we get to the spoiler section anyway, I reckon. Because then we can talk about the life
rundown. We should give people a quick rundown of the actual film itself, Covenant.
Please don't spoil Shawshank Redemption for me. Still haven't gotten around to watching that movie.
Crawl through a river of shit.
Casablanca as well. I haven't seen that yet. I've been meaning to watch it. It's just been there for a bit. Just no spoilers, please.
Yeah, I've never seen it either. Don't worry. That's cool.
Okay, so Alien Covenant. A group of colonists are going to colonize the planet. They're partway into quite a long journey. And then a accident happens on their spacecraft due to some fucking solar flare or something. It's just a throwaway line, you know, oh, this happened. And they all wake up out of cryosleep. And then they're doing some scans and they find that there's a nearby planet. So they go down to this nearby planet, and then the normal sort of stuff you expect in an alien film happens. And that's about as much as I can say without
People's-
going into spoilers.
People start heavy breathing. There's fucking people looking through like foggy glass, the usual shit. Usual.
Horror cliches, people walk off on their own.
Doors being pounded on, like doom, doom, doom.
Multiple
Nobody can
fucking
shoot for
times,
shit, even the
though.
people who
It
are
reminds
mercenaries.
me- It's like everyone. At least you can take an idea of. It's like in confined spaces. If someone collapses in a confined space, you're not supposed to go in there and rescue them unless you have the correct equipment, like rebreathers and shit like that, and another person. So, you know, when you fucking go down there and collapse because it's confined space and there's fucking gases down there, you know, but it's just the same thing. It's just fucking dominoes. Yeah, it's just dominoes. Just actual fucking stupid cunts that are supposed to have, like, you know, they've got. How the fuck? I can't believe that these cunts were selected out of anybody to do that job. Like, honest to God, you may as well have gotten the
Well,
fucking
no,
embryos
Kat,
to fly
I
the fucking.
can tell you exactly what happened. In the future, things have gotten so politically incorrect, or so politically correct, that people who are absolutely unsuitable for the job have been selected due to quotas. And so the most useless fucking cunts who always got achievement medals have been selected for the crews. It makes perfect sense.
Oh
And
yeah,
actually,
every
I
single
know
thing.
it works.
Yeah, every single job in fucking on Earth is just because it's like a total like, you know, everything needs to be fair. Every single job is like a lottery. You just get a random job assigned to you, whether you're good at it or not. Just fucking total, just like.
No, I can't do that. I'm unnecessary. Inherently unlucky. I haven't won anything in a tournament unless I break some cunt's knees, or an event or anything like that. I think the only way I've ever won anything, like, never gotten anything for free. I made like 110 Facebook accounts to win fucking random Facebook competitions. Not one. That's at least fucking 200 for 110 Facebook.
He's given his credit card details to
Fuck.
14 Nigerian princesses, and not one has coughed up the cash.
No, fuck that. I don't do that. I actually go after stuff that I can get for free. What was the last thing I won for free?
Maybe you should have made 200.
Oh, I got a Dare iced coffee in the city one time, actually. The only thing South Australia's actually given me when in the city. And they gave me a Dare iced coffee. It's more than Melbourne ever gave me, actually. Or fucking Queensland or New South Wales.
I
Hey,
had to go to a
Fuck yeah.
preview screening for Captain America: The Winter Soldier like a week before it came out. Paid for by Marvel.
Yeah, I've had
That's
shit
pretty
happen
good.
to me as well. Like, I was, like, fucking been hit by a car and shit like that as well, man. But I'm saying free good stuff, not shitty.
oh, have you been hit by a car as well? I've been hit by a car.
Yeah. It
Wait,
was,
Were you
it was
walking?
about exactly the same. I thought, no, I was on a motorbike and
I'm glad you guys have kept this Alien Covenant review completely on topic.
Okay. All right,
Well,
right.
I don't know. Would that'll be my screening process? It's like, how many times would I rather be hit by a car, or would I see this movie again? Like, that's the thing. I don't know. Stay tuned to find out.
So let's tell people, yay or nay, do we think they should see this film? And then we'll go into spoilers, and then the shit will get real.
All right, I'll start off then, Tim. Well, your system is pretty shit because I don't know anything about all these individual people.
shit.
Like that, to say that I do, it's pigeonholing them all, and that's shit. If you like sci-fi movies and aliens, then yes, definitely see it because most likely you've already fucking seen it. Like, what up? But if you're a person who just likes westerns, probably not. There's not much. Actually, there's that Tennessee character in there who has a hat, so you get a little bit. They've got a little bit there for you Westerners, I guess. For you
Danny
Western
McBride.
kind of thing. If he had dual fucking revolvers or something, just they should have played. His character was at like a 4, and he's the only memorable character in that because there was no character creation in that. But he's the only memorable
Hey,
character. So they should
spoiler
have
alert.
they should have taken him to 12. Like, wow, taken him out to 12 and just made him like multiplied that accent, like, hey, you again, and you fucking spitting fucking tobacco and shit. And
Dude,
like,
have you seen
large
fucking his show? Have you seen his show, like, whatever it is, Eastbound and Down?
Eastbound and Down.
Yeah, why didn't, like, why didn't,
he's a retired baseball player, right?
yeah, they should have let him go fucking full Eastbound and Down. Why not? Why have him doing a semi-serious role?
Yeah,
That's crazy.
the character creation.
People
for the other
people
characters
were
was so
worried
cool.
that that's the way his character was going to go. I'm really glad they didn't go that route because he was fantastic. He was the best part of the movie for me.
Too much feeling, too much subbiness for that character. And he's the only likable character because the rest were, I can't even fucking remember their names, and there was just no character creation there at all. There's just nothing except for whiny little cunts. Like, can I say that? Whiny.
I don't know. It's your show, man. It's YouTube. I'm not the law. You're the law.
But yeah. Well, we don't monetize, so yeah. You see all the profits going down. But yeah, I don't know. The other characters were pretty crap. So yeah, if you like to see poor character creation and what you shouldn't do in a fucking colonization, if you like put your name on that Mars list to go to Mars and stuff, probably watch. This could be an instruction. Don't do what Alien Covenant does, kind of thing, because there's just so many goddamn fixes and in that you.
If
should
you think
really-
these scientists were terrible, Cat, Prometheus is going to blow you away.
Yeah.
I'll watch it one day. I'll get it.
Well, in
Is
the
it like a
defense,
director's cut?
okay, in the defense of human beings, in the movie Predator versus Alien, I think it may be number 2. The predators make exactly the same fucking just the same fuck up. Like they just go and bring like the predator who an alien's been like a facehugger's gotten on him, and laid a fucking egg inside him, and the other predators like bring him on board their ship. So like quarantine protocols.
Spoilers.
No, that's for another movie though. That's the start.
Yeah, no,
Isn't that the start of it?
we're assuming that people haven't even seen Casablanca apparently. Like that movie's from fucking 2010.
Oh, well,
I'm pretty sure if cunts haven't seen it.
Okay, what's the intro to the
they're
movie?
I'm surprised how few people have seen that movie.
Okay,
Yeah,
well,
even then, and you're also just giving away a big plot point of Covenant, since you've been like they've done the same thing.
what plot point? We all know how aliens fucking infect a
Yeah.
colony. We all know how that shit works. We all know about facehuggers and all that
we'll
shit.
talk
That's
about
not
that in
how
the
it works on
spoilers. We'll talk in the
Prometheus, does it?
spoilers.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay. Well,
Isn't like that.
in any case,
Prometheus is a piece.
predators make exactly the same fucking mistakes when it comes to quarantine protocols as humans. So I'm just defending humans there, Cat. Like they probably have like predators probably don't have any fucking workplace health and safety on their planet, right? Would they? What are they doing? How do they build their shit? Do they have slaves?
I don't know.
No.
Have you seen the latest?
nuances
fucking
in this movie.
Aliens versus Predator, not Aliens, Predator. I just played Predator. Have you seen the latest Predator, where they just like get these dudes and put them on a planet? They like kidnap people
Predators.
from Earth,
That's a good movie. I like that one.
and then oh yeah, you kidding? That was worse than this other fucking piece of shit. Are you fucking joking me? Holy god!
So
They
Tim, what do
fucking
you think of
They
Alien
took
Covenant?
SF dudes, put them on a fucking planet, and then other bigger fucking predators started killing the litter predators. What the fuck's going on with that? What the fuck anyway? Yeah, what do you think, Tim? We're kind of going away on that thing.
Oh
Fucking
shit.
good.
Would I recommend? I would only recommend it if you've seen. If you went and saw Prometheus and you were like, "This is cool," then I would definitely recommend this one because it's like more of the same shit. Although that doesn't like it's not like. If you like Prometheus, like one of the things I liked about Prometheus was there was just like super fucking grim shit. I hated all the fucking like the problem with these movies, a lot of these movies, let's face it, is the actors are fucking awesome, the special effects are fucking awesome, but the story is usually just fucking pure dog shit. Because like I understand from the point of view, like if you're making a movie, you don't want to have like everyone wearing a fucking like full fucking bodysuit with a mask and shit at all times, but like you want to have your fucking actor who you've paid $20 million to fucking front this film. You want to have them with like their head showing, like you want to have Fassbender fucking out there. You want like so I understand that, but
Are we in the spoilers yet? Because I could totally fucking destroy your argument right there and then. But
okay, well, I'm almost done, and then you can destroy it because we'll go straight into spoilers then. Unless I know Macca has to tell us what he thinks, but you want to. There's a way of writing a movie that has some, that you're not just like fucking picking holes in the story while you're watching it. Like there's definitely movies like that. This is one where you're kind of like, oh, why would they do that? Or why would they do that? Or why would that happen? If you can suspend that for a bit, it's pretty good. But if otherwise, if you saw Prometheus and you thought it was shit, don't go and see this movie. You'll be let down. Over to you, Macca.
Yeah, I kind of have to agree with that. I enjoyed the film. I definitely hyped it up. I'm pretty good at keeping hype down, but I watched a lot of the viral marketing for this, and I was like, oh, it's Ridley Scott. even if he doesn't release the most fantastic films, they're always visually appealing. They're always very well made.
Mm.
You know, the special effects are always on point.
Yep.
Which is something
Denied.
it's something we kind of take for granted now. Good special effects, but this had fantastic visual and special effects.
It was pretty
And
grim,
I
like
think
Prometheus
people-
was.
Yeah, I think it's not as grim as Alien 3, but you know what fucking is. Yeah, I enjoyed it, and I would suggest that people who are into Prometheus go and watch it. But those who are a fan of Aliens, those films, if they're not liking Prometheus, don't go and see this, because I think it will ruin more of the mythology for you than it builds. And with that, that's 3 people all saying, yeah, sure, go see it if you like Prometheus. And we're going to go into spoilers.
I never
so
said
you've
that.
all been warned.
All right, so are
And
you
I
gonna...
think that's enough time for everyone.
Yeah.
Let's spoil the shit out of this. So, do you guys want to start at the start, or...
Well, hold on. I want Kat to fucking destroy my argument. He reckons that, like, I think he's trying to say
Okay.
that the acting isn't good.
Okay, so who the fuck played the Green Goblin's son in like the first Spider-Man?
Oh,
James Franco?
Fucking
yeah,
the
yeah,
cunt
James
that
Franco.
fucking burnt to death, who had a mask on, and they were like, let's get this cunt out there. Oh, this fucking oxygen thing just fucking goes in flames, because that's
Yeah.
fucking a good feature.
Yeah, electrical
So
fire.
yeah, that's like a lot of
Looked at
people did
Deadpool.
like that. They hate that character, so that was the best thing for them. A lot of people enjoyed that, seeing him within the first 5 minutes of the movie burning to death. A lot of people started whipping it out and jerking it in the cinema at that point. I didn't even know who the fuck he was until people like started, messaging me saying, "Hey, I'm jerking it to this."
What's the
Isn't
point
that
though? What are
weird?"
you
Like,
saying?
yeah.
What?
Well,
James...
like you're saying that you spent all this money on an actor
Yeah.
for them not to wear a mask.
Well, they didn't pay
They
him a
fucking
ton.
just
Like,
burnt the cunt within the first.
I
I'm pretty
guarantee.
sure they would have paid him some
No,
money.
bet
What are
you
you doing?
not.
Do you think he's doing it for free?
Well, he doesn't give a fuck,
Just,
man.
yeah. Do you mind if we could just get some?
He's not one of the named actors. He's not
Yeah.
like there on the poster front,
Yes,
Yeah.
and,
he is.
starring
No, he's
James
not.
Franco.
Yeah, it doesn't say
it's
James
just,
Franco.
he's in the film. It's a cameo basically, because he's such good mates with Danny McBride.
Yeah, what's your Franco prejudice, Kat? This is fucking weird.
It's just what people told me, man. I didn't even know who the cunt was until someone pointed it out. Right?
Yeah, he's a
It was, like,
crazy person.
yesterday.
Like he goes on like he's on one of those TV shows like General Hospital or something like that too. Like and he does like university. Like he's just a fucking yeah. I don't think he would have been like, give me fucking $10 million in a briefcase or I won't do it. Like I'm talking about like Fassbender. Like who are the people that made the most money out of this movie? You reckon Fassbender? Is there a website that tells you like how much fucking people got paid? Like
Not really. They can only take sort of guesses at it, because generally, apart from like the Sony hack, that information's not released.
All right. Well, Fassbender's getting a
but
giant whack of cash, right?
Fassbender's
He
sure,
played
then
two
probably-
parts. He played two. There
Probably
was
Catherine Waterston and Danny McBride would probably be the next 2.
Danny
after him.
McBride. He was on the ship the whole time. That's fucking shit. Like basically, they must have spent their whole budget on Fassbender. But there was scenes like lengthy scenes where Fassbender just fucking like shouted at himself. There was scenes where Fassbender taught Fassbender to play a flute. There was a fucking just all of this Fassbender on Fassbender.
Yeah,
Remember when
about
Fassbender?
the flute thing. Did people start laughing when they in your cinema when they started talking
Like,
about the fingering and shit?
Super homoerotic.
Because
like-
everyone in my cinema, when
Yeah.
it got homoerotic, was everyone just like laughing nervously?
No one
in the
laughed.
cinema.
Well,
None of the
Oh,
one else.
really?
It didn't happen in mine, but I was in gold class.
Oh,
So it was a very small theatre.
We are in South
Small
Australia,
theatre,
Kat.
Not as many
Kicked out
people.
of
If it
gold
if it had
class,
been like a
been
regular theatre, you'd have a lot more
fucking kicked out
teenagers
of-
than that.
What did you
Oh,
say,
you've been
Kat?
kicked out of everywhere.
Um,
Fly United Airlines, they've kicked out Cat too. Yeah, look, my problems with the movie come down to like being such a huge fan of the Alien franchise. Like things like Loop getting implanted with that embryo from a facehugger in like not even a second. When it was the original movie Alien, the facehugger's on the dude's face for like a day.
yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
and
'cause they bring
in
him back
Alien,
and-
Sigourney Weaver gets attacked. Sigourney Weaver and Newt get attacked, right? One of them literally is on like Sigourney's face, and she's just got her hands there, just holding it back.
Yeah.
All the Marines are trying to pull it off her,
Yeah.
and in this, it's just like, it's like it fucking shoots a load faster than I do when I'm having a fucking.
Yeah, but with
Um,
that, they weren't original xenomorphs. They're also the eggs are bigger. They got veiny as
Yeah, no,
shit.
that's
It's
fine,
not.
but
It's
isn't
still
that
just
a
a hybrid.
downgrade? You're not perfecting
No.
the organism, and it's a downgrade if the implantation process is
Well,
so
yeah. Who
much
knows
worse.
how it fucking
Same as those
advances.
spores. Those spores,
It's not
man,
the
seem
same.
much more fucking efficient. It's just you can leave those
Mm.
spores everywhere on the ground, and cunts just step on them, and then that fucking nano shit comes up in the air, swirls around. It's like, oh shit, there's a person there, and actually tracks them through the. That shit's way fucking nastier.
Yeah, that was fucking.
You don't even know
yeah,
that that's happening.
why isn't that shit like?
That-
It's just this
There's
like.
a perfect
That's just
fucking
spores.
killer.
Why does it have to create a
and how
fucking
the
egg?
fuck?
Why does it create an egg? Because the whole
Why
idea,
weren't
right,
all
is
those things running around the fucking planet since they infected the birds and shit and all the other animals?
Yeah, which I
should
imagine
they
is
be-
fantastic for that planet's ecosystem.
yeah, everything's dead. Like they've killed fucking everything. But
Yeah, but how did they? Those spores just killed everything dead, or did it make a little alien inside them?
yeah, did you hear what it said? Like they said, the second Fassbender 2, David Fassbender, is like it killed anything it didn't kill. It fucking turned into like a fucking like little fucking killing machine, I guess. Right?
And where are they?
I don't know. They die after a while, don't they?
Yeah, they died off, and he had a whole bunch of them like taxidermied in his little fucking creep show
Did
closet.
he
I
have
don't know.
any
it's-
taxidermy? I don't think he did. He just had pictures and shit.
Okay,
No,
hold
no,
on.
no. There
Just
was,
okay.
there was full like fucking little monsters like pinned on the wall like a fucking like how people keep butterflies and spiders and shit, right? Like if you
Yeah.
go to any museum. And
I
it was
saw
like
him
that.
having
There
the
was-
butterflies and the
There was,
centipedes
like,
and all that other
eggs.
shit. I didn't see any other memes.
There was a whole bunch of eggs with like face huggers and shit in them, like cut into slides, and then like all stacked up, leaning on top of like his fucking desk and shit.
Yeah, there's a
Fuck,
whole
what
bunch of
golden
fucking
egg.
And then
weird shit. Yeah.
and then the second problem I have with that life cycle is it's like fucking 30 seconds between like people getting implanted, the alien growing to full size, and then getting implanted, growing to big enough to chest burst, then chest bursting, then like in the first film it takes like hours
Yeah.
for it to implant in Kane,
Yeah.
and then it takes a few more hours to burst out of him,
Yeah.
and then it runs off and they're searching for it for a while before they find it. In this one it's just like, all right, now it's on Billy Crudup's face, and
Yeah.
as soon as he
But I
wakes
guess we'll
up,
go
he
from the
gets chest
start. All right.
bursted,
So
and as soon as he
from
gets
the
chest-
start, we can just go from the start and just
Yeah, okay.
outline what was everything shit. So it starts off all right. So Mr. Robot guy is like on the ship. He's maintaining everything while everyone's asleep, and then there's like some sort of whatever storm thing.
It's a
Fucks up the
pulsar
sail.
quasar or something.
Yeah, and fucks up the little sails that they use to recharge your ship. He has to wake every cunt up, or at least a crew. He has to wake up an emergency response crew so they can fix shit. For some reason, they wake up Green Goblin Sun Boy, and
Oh, he's a captain.
fucking. They couldn't get it done. Yeah, he was the captain, wasn't he? And they couldn't get it off of him in time, so the fucking cryogenic burst in fucking flames. That seems like a huge fucking issue. Anyone else think that's a fucking issue? Like,
No,
if
no,
that was
it's just
car,
a minor
would you
flaw.
why? If you don't get out of your car in time. And
I don't think that's like a major plot point. It happens right at the start. Like,
Canyon
I think that's just meant to be like a throwaway, like
Yeah,
just
it's
to.
fucking stupid. So then he dies, right? Whatever, that's
Ah.
cool. And then his girlfriend is apparently on there as well.
No, his wife. Like they're all married. They're all the colonists.
Yeah, because they're
are-
colonists.
yeah.
Because they're just supposed to be like pilots at that point, and then they become colonists, right? But so then she's all pissed off. Well, not pissed. She's still sad, and she's like going through his shit. She watches the rock climbing scene. Oh yeah, highly religious boy becomes captain. He's the second in command, and because the society's all like anti-religion, he can only be a 2IC apparently. And he's all like, I'm religious. That plays a fact later on.
Does
But,
it? Does it? Do you reckon it does? When? Like.
Yeah, when he goes down, when the fucking robot, he's like pointing a rifle to the robot dude, David, to fucking being his best fuck buddy, going downstairs in the basement, being go look into this fucking egg. Don't you have faith? Like they legit just fucking ripped on him for being. The robot just played on him being a religious fuck. And he's being like, yeah, totally look in this. If you had faith, you'd look in this. It's like, oh
You
yeah,
reckon?
I have faith.
That's
Saying I don't have
dumb
faith.
character moves.
So-
That's again one of those problems. With,
So
like,
yeah, but yeah, and then like there was the whole space thing. They got together and shit, and then he's like, yeah, no, you can't mourn the dead, cunt. The fuck? And then they like have a drink and like they disobeyed a direct order. The fuck was that about? What an actual cunt! Like that's just a cunt move, right? Like, but I don't know. The whole space scene was like a build-up thing, I guess. Did you like the build-up, guys, or? Because that was, I guess, when they did the character creation, and the only thing was Tennessee. It was the only dude that I know. Obviously, because the cunt came from Tennessee, they called him Tennessee, and he had a fucking hat on. Like that was the only. And then you had the highly religious guy that is probably going to die, and then you had a fucking whiny chick who was the main character point allegedly. Oh, and Robot Boy. Like they were the characters I really took focus on. Everything else went in the background.
Yeah, there was like zero character development, right? Like, but you did it need that? You just needed to have people getting.
True, because half of them didn't go down the fucking get on the ship.
Well, they all just died in like fucking just offhanded manners, or they were just killed in the shadows by something. Like no one really had like any. There was no like intimate fucking death scenes, was there? Like, they just all exploded from like fucking 200 meters away, like camera shot 200 meters away or something. Like.
Yeah, true. So
like,
then they go down to the fucking planet.
there was a few
right?
intimate character kills, but the problem is like whenever a character gets killed, it's like a shitty horror movie. It's not the interesting style of the original Alien, where it's like the alien traps people and things like that. It's just people in this. They're like dumb teenagers in the fucking cabin in the woods scenario. Oh, I'm just gonna take a leak. Oh, I'm
No one
just
had
gonna
died
wash
at
up.
point.
There was no
No
suspense.
one had died from this point except for a fucking cryo chamber exploding into flames.
Yeah.
Probably get your warranty for that. But so then they
Must be
went on the
Samsung.
planet, and then they because they got that transmission, and I guess that pulse thingy was also from the planet. I guess maybe, and they get that radio signal. And they investigate it in the world. And the fucking religious guy's like, yeah, I don't want to go back into cryosleep because they just saw some cunt burn to death. They forgot about the burning to death feature. So they were like, yeah, let's go on this planet that we're not authorized to go on. Like, well, there's no one else to tell it around for fucking tens of thousands fucking star year memes. So no one can tell us not to, right? So as the captain, I'm gonna go down there. And then he got like the vote of the crew, I guess, that everyone wanted to go down to that planet. And then, but the chick who saw her fiance or whatever husband burst into flames was like, nah, I have to officially protest. And he's like, I'll put it in my log. Do you reckon he put it in his log? I bet you he didn't. But I bet you he was just like, man, only my log can save me now. Like, I don't know, man. Like,
It was a ship's log, right? It'd be entered into their computer. Like Fassbender will probably go and read that now that Fassbender owns the ship again. But
and he's gonna be like, haha, get fucked.
yeah, what did you think
He
about
was
the
great.
whole fucking idea that their ship was just sent off to some planet, but then they were also like, yeah, cool, you have to stop every now and then and look around and shit and scan for some worlds. If you find some cool world, maybe just deploy some colonists there, man, build some shacks.
Did they say that?
Go to the
Or
next-
no, they
Well,
never
that's what
said
they were
that.
implying.
No,
just
they-
scanned.
The dude just took them like...
They didn't imply that. What I think they implied was that, like it was just they totally missed this planet. Like they were trying to find the closest sort of planet they could.
So who
to
cares?
Earth,
Send a message back to
habitat-wise,
Earth.
and then they find this place.
So why do they go?
Well, it
Why?
takes a long time to send messages.
But why are they allowed to just
know
go
why the fuck I
explore
would
shit?
go down?
Yeah, why wouldn't they just like stay on
Yeah.
mission, go to the fucking original world where they were gonna go, send a message back to Earth, and then
Yeah.
maybe later some fucking cunts from Earth can
Because the
build
odds
another
were
ship.
so much better with this planet, probability-wise, like for habitability. Because like the other planet needed terraforming done, whereas this planet was pretty much perfect. You can just rock up and start building your new society.
Yeah, except for all the death.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, how can they not scan for shit like that? Like they can scan like all of the atmosphere and shit. They can't scan the like they showed up and just immediately plunged, like basically Prometheus style. They just showed up and immediately just plunged through the atmosphere.
It depends how like Ridley Scott makes a brilliant looking sci-fi film and makes the universe feel real. At the same time, I don't know if you guys ever watched Star Trek Enterprise, the sort of prequel to the original series.
No.
No, he ran for 4 seasons. The one with Scott Bakula. I enjoyed it actually. Had a bit of a shit ending, but hey, that happens. Now, in that, every time they did a mission where they went to another planet, they actually had to come and go through like an hours-long decontamination procedure, and then they'd have to like get fucking antibiotics and all that off the doctor if they like picked up anything,
like
right?
people that do deep sea diving or people that go overseas
Yeah.
for whatever fucking reason.
Well,
And-
why,
and-
yeah.
okay.
So why didn't they send a
They
probe
worked it
down?
into
Why
the
didn't
show without it. They worked that into the show without it impacting on the show, and sometimes it served as a catalyst to episodes. You know, like someone to get through with something they couldn't fix, and it'd cause problems to the rest of the crew, or you know, set up some shows, and that was fantastic. In this, it's just like, let's go down to an alien planet, not worry about any fucking breathing masks or whatever. We'll just
Yeah.
go, yeah, as long as the atmosphere is breathable, I'm sure we'll get over the fucking super space aids that this planet could have.
Yeah. If you don't have space
Oh,
marines,
right, there's
like, you
no
can't have-
life here.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's just
That's
another.
probably going to be an issue.
Well, yeah, they could have sent down a probe, right? Like they should have sent down probes to like figure out what's going on, because like we know that from Prometheus that they have little drone things that they can just throw in the air and they fly around. Surely they've got like bigger, like surely if you go into a world
yeah,
and you're
but
gonna
see,
set
Tim,
up a
that
colony,
can be fixed in with the cryo chamber. Or those little drones, they also just fucking randomly explode into balls of flame as well, made by the same company. You see, there you go. Everything would just be explained by fucking blowing up in balls of flame.
just Wayland
So
Corp.
they have to do it
So they
themselves.
get to the planet, right? And they say, all right, we're going to
Yes.
send a crew of people down there. Oh, but the atmosphere is full of like super hurricanes, which seem to
Okay, yeah. They
be
send
in the upper
they-
atmosphere only. They're not affecting the lower atmosphere of the planet, only the upper, which seems strange with the weather system. Like I know you can get very high speed winds in high altitudes and stuff, but to have a full on fucking like Cat 5 cyclone, and it's like but it not affecting the ground at all. It just seems a bit strange. Just seems a bit like a plot device to me. So they go down to the planet, and the female pilot is Danny McBride's wife, and he's back on the main ship, along with 2 other supporting cast who I don't ever learn their names. So they're flying down through the atmosphere. It's a very bumpy ride, kind of like in Aliens when they go down in that awesome fucking sequence.
No, I was
And then
waiting
they-
for her to say.
And then they just land in a fucking lake. So
yeah, a shallow lake. But I was
with the
waiting for
liquid-
her to say, do a comms check and to use the NATO fucking deviation for it, whatever the hell you call it, to say it was, you know, how in Aliens how she
in the
says it's
5x5.
Yes, I was waiting for that. Where the fuck is my goddamn NATO lingo, motherfucker?
Okay, but here's the thing. She lands in a fucking lake, right? In a lake. Like, you don't know what the fuck's... What if that lake is full of just blue-ringed octopus and stonefish? You're fucked.
Well, lucky there just was no life on the planet.
Well, guess what, Macca? They're about to get off that ship. Just open the door with no masks on and just fucking step out and start walking around. Like they don't fucking. It's not like anyone even looks at their wristwatch thing and goes, "Oh, it looks like the atmosphere is breathable." Like they don't fucking know what bacteria is there.
They did that back on the ship.
It could be Planet
And
Ebola.
they
Breathable,
were just
breathable and
issuing
safe
ammo.
to breathe are 2 different things, right? Like,
So those
you could be in a room full of fucking aerosolized fucking anthrax,
Yeah,
and
it
it'll
could
be
be.
like, well, there's plenty of oxygen in here. I guess we can breathe.
Yeah, it could be Planet
the
Ebola.
problem that I had with the issuing of firearms, they had an assortment of random cunts, specialists, mostly scientists, pilots, but apparently some of those cunts were combat personnel, allegedly. Because one cunt had like a full chest rig with like 20 fucking pistol mags on it. And he had a fucking rifle. It made no fucking sense. But yeah, the weapons were stored inside a locker with magazines attached and fucking set at
Yeah, it's for fast deployment,
ready to
man. You just
fire.
grab it and throw it to someone, and they just immediately can
It's
just
just
gun down.
there's problems with that when
Why?
you're doing it in a normal fucking vehicle,
Why?
let alone a fucking
Right,
spaceship.
there was like a
It's just
lid.
for OH&S,
They
man.
just closed the door.
Probably the same fucking reason where that fucking little hatch is, yeah, where they fucking exit in and out of,
Yeah.
where they put fucking explosive material there
Yeah.
that destroys the entire fucking ship. That's a fucking issue as well.
Well, they're
Probably
not
one of the
expecting
I,
someone
I
to
had
just.
a problem with it from I had a problem with it from a technical standpoint as an armor. I'm like, why would you have 6 different types of fucking rifle with all different, like, because people who don't know, the Steyr was heavily used. They're actually Australian Steyrs too. Some pre-production
Wow.
models they got from Lithgow, who makes our rifles for the army.
I couldn't even tell what they were.
And a mix of M4s and a few others in there as well. M4s and Steyrs take 2 completely different rounds. They're both 5.56, but they've got a different casing.
Yeah, but they could have been chambered to have the same fucking round. They can also be
they had the actuals.
magwell
They had
can
the
be-
same old Steyr mags.
That magwell can be, fitted to have fucking Stanag magazine or whatever the fuck you want. Like you can change that kind of shit.
I'm
That's
well aware of
interchangeable.
what you can technically do with a rifle, but
That's fine, and there you go. That's paid off by that. That's easy meme.
but why would you? I mean, spare parts. If a rifle breaks down the track, you want to keep as many spare parts for the one type of rifle as possible. If you've got 2 rifles, you need 2 sets of spare parts.
Yeah,
You've now
spare
reduced
parts
the number
cat.
of spare parts available to any single rifle. It's just little shit like that. They've just picked weapons for the rule of cool. Same as like the equipment is not standardized on them. They're supposed to just be a security detail, and all their kit. Everyone's got completely different like chest rigs, that sort of thing. Whereas I think being like a 5-man security guard team or 6-man team, their kit would be a lot more standardized, I'd imagine. But apparently not. Everyone's just like, full special forces, kit up however you like.
Well,
And
standardized.
then they go and do retarded shit. So
No,
They
standardized.
didn't even know where they were
even in
going.
fucking normal military standpoints or just fucking security guards, people have to standardize to their use because what works for someone now doesn't work for someone else. Sure, everyone
and
needs a
that's
fucking
fine,
med
but
kit.
why has one guy
Sure,
got 20
someone
pistol
needs fucking
mags and other guys got like
Yeah, I don't know
no
why.
extra magazines?
Why the fuck did he even have a fucking pistol? What the fuck was it? It could have been a fucking Mars bar holder for all I fucking know. I don't know. Maybe the cunt just stuff. Actually, he was the dude.
I knew a big fat cunt back when I was in the army. He used to do that. He'd fill all his pouches with like beef jerky and chocolates. And then we needed to grab some ammunition one day, and we walked up to him and opened up his pouch because we needed to grab some ammo off him. And we just pulled out a big handful of beef jerky. We were like, "What the fuck, you fat piece of shit!" And then, I can't say any more about that story. It'll get me in trouble. Yes. Anyway, going on. So they're
for
walking
security
around. They
detail
find
for civvies, I don't know. I think that's fine. And a lot of those guys are specialists as well. So you have the highly religious guy. I guess he's a team leader. So then you have the scientist chick that gets left behind. You have the pilot. Sorry, the scientist chick. That gets left behind to do whatever with the. She starts getting soil
fix the
samples
radio.
or whatever. No, that's the other chick.
Yeah,
That's the
I'm
pilot.
with you.
She's a pilot. And given she should have had someone stay back. There should be 2 people monitoring that goddamn ship, not just the one. There's so many issues, especially since she just fucking loses her mind over fucking every small fucking detail. You'd probably want one person to detain her and another person to fucking watch shit. Anyway, then you had like the preacher's partner. She stays back and does the soil and stuff, and has another dude get attached to her. And then you had the rest of the dudes. So yeah, I like that they hit the preacher guy's like, yeah, you stay with her. He like assigned someone to stay back to help, and for security purposes, you need it's always good to do things in pairs rather than by yourself because later on that comes more apparent. But yeah, and I don't know what the hell she was trying to do. She was getting soil samples and water samples maybe, but I think it was that point or before that point where they're like, hey, there's no life on this planet. There's like no birds, there's no animals, there's no nothing. That seems a bit odd. Oh yeah, and then there was the wheat thing. They're like, there's crops grown here and no people. At that point, I'd be packing, like my shit would be packing out. I'd be like, fuck this.
Well, it's like the city. The city was apparently very nearby. Now, that's strange that they couldn't spot that city from their fucking aircraft as they flew in. Or like with radar, it was a big clear area. That's strange. Better go have a fly around and check that out. Especially if you land in a city full of fucking like full on Mount Vesuvius Pompeii style fucking corpses, you'd probably be like, maybe we shouldn't land on this planet because that's a little bit suspect, right? But yeah, so they
Wait,
then
we need to address the
two
fact.
random dudes.
Wait, hold on. We need to address the fact that they didn't even know where they were fucking going, right? Like, they just started wandering around. They're like, oh, look, some trees are falling down. Someone sent us some fucking...
Oh no, the source of the signal they saw was in the mountains, 8 kilometers away, and that's what they were heading towards.
They couldn't send a drone? I don't know.
Apparently not. They couldn't fly over it either in their spacecraft, because that's what I would have done. Come in spacecraft, in their shuttle, done a fucking flyover.
That's what they do in Prometheus.
That's the fucking thing. Can't land there. All right, let's circle down to somewhere where we can land and move from there. But they didn't do that, so a movie could happen.
Maybe they were worried that that place would have AA.
Two fucking cunts step on mushrooms that look like gum nuts, and the fucking mushrooms spit out some nano virus seed thing. It's hard to describe it. It looks like some sort of like aerosol nanobot fucking thing, because it seems to be like self-aware or cognizant in some way, because it like deliberately congeals in the air, then moves through the air and swims into a fucking host, and then gets inside these two dudes, and then it's like, what, fucking 10 minutes go by in the film, if that, and these fucking cunts are totally like the chest bursters have grown to like bursting size in them.
Yeah.
And it's not a chest burster like we're used to. It's this
See, that's not a chest
Beluga
burster. Apparently that's from Prometheus, and that the same thing was in Prometheus.
disused design.
It turned
No, the
person
same thing wasn't in
into-
Prometheus. Guaranteed.
Turned the person into the xenomorph or whatever the fuck it is, the alien, instead of like coming out of the person. So
No, it's a disused design from Prometheus that was never used. It was in the concept art, something very similar to it, and they never used it. It wasn't in
it's used
Prometheus. And
now.
you know that if you'd
So-
seen Prometheus.
Yeah.
because they fucked it. So they get this cunt back to the ship, the first dude who stepped on it, and it goes inside his ear. Probably the worst place to have it. And then he's getting sick, he's coughing. This chick, immediately the pilot who stayed back at the ship, is already losing her mind. She hasn't seen the two people coming back to the ship yet. She's just like, oh my god, what is happening? And then they come back on the ship. He's sick. Okay, there's something wrong with him. They're not coming back to the fucking ship for tea and cookies. They're coming back to the ship because the cunt's sick. So he's slightly sick. He's pale. He's sweating.
Do you want to put a
He might
surgical
have
mask
fucking
on,
malaria.
maybe?
He might have malaria. She's just fucking freaking the fuck out. So they go to the med bay. He coughs up some blood on the chick's face. She, at this point, she's at fucking 100%. She's like, no, I'm not having this. So she could be contaminated with whatever the fuck it is. She's just got blood on her, right?
Yeah,
Like,
she's got it
that's
on
what-
her. Yeah.
Yeah, she
Well,
closes.
she opened up his
she-
shirt, and he started coming out of his back, and it sprayed a little on her face, and that's when she started
that's
like
right.
hyperventilating and shit.
Well, anyway, then she locks the person who hasn't got blood splattered on her inside the fucking med bay.
Yeah,
And
dick
she
move.
goes to
Dick
get.
move.
Then she tells the fucking the orbiting ship where her husband's at, and she's just like, "Oh, where this Rubik's cube? I didn't actually pass my goddamn trial to get in on this thing. I just got in by default. I'm losing my mind over here. I have pretty fucking zero fucking idea what's going on, but I'm scared fucking shitless."
I'm gonna
It's
get a
just like,
shotgun and start
You
shooting
have
shit.
no idea. So she gets the fucking shotgun. So meanwhile, while that's happening, the preacher's wife, who's the scientist, is there, and she's got this. She sees this dude. He's like coughed up this fucking alien. It's come out of his mouth, and it's like growing on the floor. It's like, just waking up and shit. And she's like, she gets a firearm, I'm pretty sure, and she tries to take a fucking side picture, and she falls on her fucking ass, because the two things about that is...
Oh no,
when you're
no!
dealing-
Before that, the first chick doesn't have the firearm.
She tries to take
gets
a
locked
sig-
in
no,
there, and
she's-
she's whacking on the door, saying, "Let me out, let me out." And the other chick's like, "I can't do
slips
that,
over.
I can't do that."
Yeah.
she
right?
slips over.
And then she slips over on the blood,
No,
and
no,
then she
she-
pulls a knife out of her fucking kit,
Nah, she takes a side
and then the
picture.
thing jumps at her, and
She
she
does
tries
take a side picture. She does. The first chick does try to take a side picture, because the second chick does the same fucking thing.
Yeah.
Tries to take a side picture,
Ah.
standing still, and falls on her ass because she did the second. Because I fucking stood up in the cinema and I said, "That's the second fucking person that did that." And people told me to shut up. And I'm just like losing my fucking mind. So I
What?
know it was the second person took a fucking side picture, which doesn't make any sense. Because when you take a fucking side picture, you don't have to fucking do the fucking the Lindy Hop to fucking take a side picture. You stand the fuck still. Like, why standing still and having like full contact with the ground, making you slip over? It makes
Yeah,
no fucking sense.
I'm with you, man. I would have gone up to that fucking door, sighted it through the little fucking window, seen it like eating the other chick, opened the fucking door, knelt down at the door without even entering the room, got a clear fucking sight picture or not. Or actually, no, she was around the corner slightly, wasn't she, getting eaten? I just keep the door closed.
No, she
fucking-
did do that, and it came through the window.
Yeah, no, but
But-
because she entered the room, it was decided to break out, right? Until then, it was just happy fucking up that other chick. So
I
what
think
she
that
should
chick
have done
did
was
have
just
a
taken a
pistol, hey?
weapon, fucking taken a firing position, right, in that fucking hallway, just in case it broke through the door, and waited for the rest of the team to get there and assist her. Instead, she decided to open the door, go in, try and kill it, fuck that up, lose that gat, run out of there, snap her ankle, run into another part of the ship. The alien busts out the window, and then she grabs a fucking shotgun, and then just fails at life 101. And
Well, that's not
shoots a
her
fucking
problem.
Wait, you're
Yeah,
missing
fucking
one
tank,
important thing.
blows herself up.
You guys are missing one important
this?
thing. It's blonde chick before she even goes and gets the gun, doesn't she see it come out of his back, and Captain Woman doesn't? Like Captain's wife.
Yeah, no. She reaches a hand around, and then like its spikes come out and poke her in the hand.
Yeah. But then remember when blonde chick, like when the pilot locks that chick in the room, she's looking through the glass at the other chick, but then she looks past that chick and sees it burst out of his back, and then she's like, "Holy fuck, I'm out of here," and runs away. And then
Alright.
Captain's wife is just like
Yeah.
sees her go, and she's like, "What the fuck?"
But she does take the fucking because then the scientist takes a side picture. I think she has a pistol, a handgun. She tries to take a side picture and falls over in the gun. But then she grabs a knife and then goes in the corner and shit. But
She's well equipped for a
and when
scientist.
it gets on her face, it's like biting the fuck out of her. She doesn't once try to fucking hit her with a knife, man. Like
No,
just
she's like trying to push it off her.
yeah, it's just weird. Like I'd be stabbing that motherfucker so hard that I'd be stabbing myself.
But how are you meant to fight something like that? Do you try and grab its tail? Because its tail's its most fucking brutal thing, right?
Well, if you have a knife, probably stab the biggest part of its body.
Stab the center of mass. Yeah, like
On
yeah,
a little
or
thing
what-
like
she
that?
doesn't know
Where's-
that. She doesn't know that it's got
Probably
acid blood.
from the ground to the side. Oh yeah, that is a huge issue, isn't it?
Yeah, but
Does it
she
have
doesn't
acid
know
blood?
it.
Those ones
Yeah,
had
it does,
acid
yeah.
blood.
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
But it's
So
hard
she
to-
doesn't know it, right?
It'd be hard to stab something
Well,
that small,
either
right?
way,
Like something that's moving that fast as
Whatever.
well. Like it doesn't have
Well, you
center of
put-
gravity.
your knife underneath it, between you and it, and push.
You got to
maybe.
pin
I
it
don't know,
somehow. You got to
whatever.
pin it to the
Pry it.
ground
Now,
and stab
see-
it.
Pry it
Now,
off.
see again. Here's another problem I have with this film: is this thing is deadly on birth, whereas in the other Alien films, like that little chest burster piece of shit,
It's just
like,
a worm.
literally,
it's just an eel.
it-
It's an alien eel.
Yeah, it's just a worm with teeth, right? This thing is like, and again, they're trying to say that, oh no, this is the xenomorphs that come later are way deadlier than this thing. I'm like, fucking how?
Yeah, this thing's way more apeshit.
This thing is
Yeah.
a fucking nano thing, a fucking mushroom on the
Well,
ground.
probably
looks like a
because it
gum nut.
dies within fucking half an hour of it being born, allegedly.
No, it
Because of his
doesn't.
birth.
No,
Well,
no. It
Why
gets
isn't
wasted.
fucking planet full of them?
Because all the people on the planet got fucking nuked when David arrived.
And he said that all the animals became it.
But you know, this fucking alien monster, right? Somehow it's not killed in the explosion of the shuttle, even though there's a massive fucking shockwave of it exploding. It doesn't throw it around, but it throws the fucking full-size adult human across the fucking deck. But this thing's just unfazed by the explosion and scampers out. And then the fucking shuttle completely explodes, and the chick walks out on fire
Oh yeah,
from
yeah,
the
yeah.
shuttle.
Yeah, why was the loading
and then
bay though, having explosive fucking materials in it that can be shot by a fucking?
I don't know
say
why
double
is the fucking cryosleep
buckshot?
chamber filled up with flamethrowers?
It just made no sense. And then the cargo net that was just well, that's it, man. Just
So
plot device.
nobody fireproof these things. Like NASA is ridiculously efficient at fireproofing their shit. Like even the clothing, Like they even want to fireproof like people's personal possessions to go up into space. That's how paranoid of fire they are. And on Ridley Scott's spaceships, they're just like fucking yeah, just put an LPG canister by the shotgun
We've made
cabinet.
this entire spaceship out of hexamine. It's just-
So all right. So the next thing that happens in the film is my personal favorite scene, which is the fight in the field, which sort of reminded me of like the Lost World, Jurassic Park 2, with the Velociraptors.
yeah,
Yeah.
it was really stupid crap, wasn't it?
But the thing is,
like
after that
they're
shit,
fucking
yeah, after the shit show of the whole fucking lab, whatever, you know, their little shuttle has a lab in it, of course. But like after the shit show of that blowing up, the whole of that thing, I was just waiting for them to shoot each other because it was in the dark. They're just idiots. Like all I could think of is like, fuck, they need to stop shooting. They're gonna shoot each other. That's all I could think of.
well, they clipped one of them a couple of times, I thought, and it just scampered off. I'm like, so they can't kill this thing very efficiently with bullets. But
Well,
I'm certain
was
I
there more
proved
than one?
right. They'll shoot one 3 times later and it'll kill it, which is exactly what happened.
Was there more than one, or was that just the one, the only
Yeah,
one?
two,
there was two because you had the guy that had the nose problem. He had it in the nose.
Oh,
and
so both
first
of
Oh,
them.
two
burst out
had
his
it in the
throat. Yeah.
Okay, and then
But yeah, there were two. That's right. Yeah.
and so what's original Fassbender doing at this point? He's just wearing a hat, standing around.
Original Fassbender then rocks up in his fucking hoodie.
Yeah,
in his
he's
ranger's
being an
coat
elf.
because he's
He's
been
a
trying to
wood
max
elf.
his
Yep.
dexterity.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
we need
he's a
to
wood
we
elf.
need
Trying
to
to max his dexterity.
we need to keep
So-
track of Fassbender during this whole thing because Fassbender is basically the only character that really matters.
Agreed, but you can only fucking call him ass. You're right, Arsbender.
So Walter, which is Arsbender 1, who's like
Fassbender
an
1.
Americanized version of Fassbender, who rocks up with the Covenant crew, helps save the chick in the field by putting his hand into its fucking one of the aliens' mouth and it just bites his hand clean off.
Nom, nom,
Again,
nom, nom,
deadly
nom.
from birth. So, all right, that happens.
Which hand was it?
Then-
Was it his left hand?
Left hand, yeah.
So what's symbolic?
So-
There's probably
then
some
next thing that
symbolic
hap-
thing.
Who knows? The next thing that happens is then David, who's Arsbender's original one from Prometheus, rocks up, fires a fucking flare gun in the air out of a 40mm grenade launcher that's been sci-fied up. Don't know where he got it from, but he's got it. And that fucking flare gun seems to scare off the aliens. And see, here's things that don't make sense. Like, if he's such a big fan of the alien monsters, why doesn't he just let them kill the crew? If he just wanted to watch them do that, because that's what he's into in this movie, right? Into his creations, killing stuff. But instead he intervenes and stops them from killing the crew.
Yeah, because he
And
wants
he
some.
takes them back to.
Yeah, he wants some for breeding, right?
Okay, you just wait till there's like 1 or 2 left, and
He
then
just
you
want-
save them.
wants
Instead, he
fresh
saved
meat.
like half a dozen people.
Well, he doesn't know what he's gonna
So-
like. He doesn't. He's going insane, right? He doesn't know what he is gonna do necessarily. He doesn't know how many.
Can a robot be insane? I think he's just got a god complex.
Okay, well, he doesn't know how many. We'll talk about that in a minute. But like, he doesn't know how many. He'll
So this guy's
need.
basically Macca then.
Yeah, the Fassbender who's been left on the planet on his own, just dissecting fucking aliens and navigator, whatever they're fucking called. Are they called navigators or something? What are the
Engineers, but these guys
engineers.
don't look like engineers.
I think they are though.
It's never explained.
Well,
That's
it
the thing
is.
with-
It is in
remember how we said that
Prometheus.
We want answers from Prometheus, but these
No,
guys
there
don't
is.
look like the engineer from Prometheus.
No, they are. They're definitely. Okay, so this is what I reckon.
Nah, no way, man, no way.
Yeah, but think. Okay, so think about those dudes on the ships were like full fucking science guys. They were like full fucking warrior fucking engineers. Like this is the engineer homeworld that she was going to at the end of Prometheus because she said that she was going to fly to their homeworld and fucking bomb it to stop them from bombing Terra, like bombing Earth, right? So that's what
Well,
happened.
No,
They
she just wanted to go to their home world, not that she was going to bomb them.
No, I think that was implied, wasn't it? That she was going to go fucking destroy them?
No, she wanted to find out about why they wanted to destroy us, why they created us. She wanted answers to the questions.
Oh,
She's
fuck.
like,
So,
they didn't destroy us, so why did they change their mind? She just wanted to know. Curiosity killed the cat.
so
Get fucked, mate.
Jesus, alright. Okay, well,
I'll tell you, man, I'm all over this shit.
okay. Let's blame her.
Nah,
then.
she wanted to fucking kill him, and she did, and then did or whatever, because Then Arsbender fucking killed him because you see him picture of him killing him, and then he eventually uses that chick as his fucking experiment. Oh, he apparently goes to pieces and he gets put back together by her. That may have been a fabrication, but he definitely fucking destroys the fuck out of her. Holy god, did you see that drawing where she's like had her fucking stomach bored out? Good lord, man.
She had
What
her
a
stomach.
fucking
There's an actual physical prop of it.
Ugh.
She's laying there, like, and her like lungs and ribs are sticking out of her head. It's like he pulled her apart and rebuilt her. It's all kinds of fucked up, that prop. I'll find an image of it somewhere and send it to you.
What the
But,
fuck?
yeah.
Oh, somehow I missed that. I don't remember
it's,
seeing that.
it's fucked up, man.
Jesus Christ. Okay, so yeah, because he is all fucked up at the end of Prometheus. Because remember, he's just a torso, and she has to like haul him up in pieces into the ship. Fassbender?
Oh,
Yeah.
his head's being torn off.
Yeah. Bring up the Fassbender fucking chassis. Oh, that's right. Yeah, she like holds his whole body up. Yeah, that's right. Jesus Christ. Yeah.
Sending to our little Facebook chat now.
Okay, so if the engineer so if they weren't engineers, then who the fuck were they? Just some other race of bald-headed, grey-skinned fucking dudes that look like
some
engineers?
simple dudes. They were more primitive in their technology. It looked. They didn't have that sort of like silicony alabaster skin. They had sort of more like a powdery flesh tone. They were clearly very different looking physically. They didn't wear like those biosuits. They don't look like they were like 7 foot, 8 foot tall.
They had tech though. They had that big fucking thing like in the center
Was
that they docked with.
their tech, or was that left there by the engineers? Because like all their fucking buildings and shit are all like just big solid stone, fucking like Roman. That village, I'm just gonna call it Pompeii, because it's like that sort of architecture. Yeah, there you go. Did you get that picture? It's pretty fucking gnarly.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
Okay.
what the fuck is the point of that? What is that from?
It's
can't be a
just
prop.
Geigery stuff. Yeah, it's a prop from the movie.
But that's
The
not her.
fuck?
That's not the original chick, is it? That's just,
Yeah, that's sure.
He fucked her up, man. Why and how?
Yeah.
yeah.
I don't know what he's doing. That it's just fucked up, right?
He needed the tummy for to make the alien.
Well, see how it's like a big hood thing? It's
Inside it.
just like a queen alien. Maybe that's what like he took Shaw's DNA to, and that's what
Yeah, nice, man.
creates
Maybe.
a queen. Maybe this one.
And that's how she laid eggs. Maybe she couldn't. Maybe the eggs couldn't come out of her. So he like cut them out of her, and that's why she's all holed open. Who fucking knows? But it's messed up. So
Why is David doing this? I want to know why. Why is he so crazy?
He's got a god complex. He thinks
Yeah,
humanity.
because his
should be-
AI, mate. AI was good.
Yeah, man. The Men of Iron.
He's like,
Don't trust that shit.
Wait,
he's
so
like, yeah.
that's like but that's a pretty thin plot. Like, just robots.
He's got a
eventually
god complex because he's functionally immortal, being a machine. Whereas he saw his own creator destroyed by his own creator, and he's like, well, I've survived. The engineer was killed. The guy who created me, Mr. Wayland, was killed. I'm clearly the most superior fucking thing here. And I think that's what spurred on his god complex.
But wouldn't okay, so he doesn't treat all humans as being his progenitor race. He just treats only that rich man who paid scientists to build him.
Yeah.
Okay.
And he doesn't care about humans at all. He thinks their time is done because he's
He
superior.
said that he loved that
And
chick, though.
Look what he did to her. That's not love.
Maybe it's
I
just
don't know, man. People have some warped ideas of love.
maybe someone else killed her. We'll never know unless they do another prequel that
Well, he
explains.
says that he did that to her. So
Yeah. okay.
there's
Well, maybe.
there's a prologue as part of the viral marketing where after Prometheus you see her reattach David's head, and he puts her into cryosleep, and then he says, "I'll wake you up when we get there." So that was part of their viral marketing campaign. It was a little
okay.
video clip.
Okay, here's my idea. He realizes that he can't just meddle around with fucking aliens because they'll just like fucking definitely kill Shaw, but they won't kill him because he's not a fucking human. They're not targeted. So he's just like, I will turn her into a part alien, and then the other aliens will leave her alone. And maybe it just didn't work. Or maybe she just got old. Is it ever explained how
Look at her fucking head, mate.
How much pre? How much
Her
pre?
lungs no,
10 years.
that's just
10 years has gone by since.
Okay. So it's not like
her lungs
$100
are
years
coming
or
out of
something.
her head.
All right.
They've
Well,
only got a brief time span they can set these films in because of the movie Prometheus happens 30 years before Alien. So they've got to fit
right.
all these movies in between that time period.
There'll only be 3 though, right? They're not going to do more than 3. They'll just do another one
Well,
now.
Ridley Scott
and then-
reckons he wants to keep making them. He reckons he
What?
wants to keep making them every year.
What?
Yeah,
Okay,
man.
Well,
Ridley Scott.
they're pretty grim. They're pretty
I
super
like
grim.
it, man. I think it's good. If it's a lead up and it goes to more, alien movies like this, I'll go see them because it's just cool. It is kind of cool. Messed up as fuck, but it's cool.
So what do you reckon? So what is David's plan? He's going to kill all of mankind with the aliens. Is that his plan? Or is his plan just like
Yeah, I guess.
make more
But
fucking
by this
weird?
time, they go to that freaking Pompeii land, and they're like, he's like, oh yeah, make yourselves at home and shit as much as you can or whatever.
Just
line he
wander
drops.
around these caves.
They reconsolidate. A bunch of them are together, counting their gear and shit. One of the chicks is just off washing her face. She has her handgun in the holster. Fair enough. She seems kind of safe, but how would you not think those things are coming after you? Like, these bars that I can just walk through, those little aliens will have they won't be able to get in through this.
Because he
What the
tells
fuck?
them they're safe.
Anyways.
He tells them they're safe. And they believe
Yeah,
him
just-
because they believe Walter, and they believe Walter because he's like
Oh,
never
true.
let them down. So they're just like, oh, I guess all
That makes
aliens,
sense.
no
Yeah.
robots would just tell us lies.
Yeah, right. So yeah, then she's like turns around and she's like, "Fuck!" She hears breathing or whatever, and then there's that big fucking. Is he full developed? It's like full developed. This thing that looks like a towel, not a towel, fucking an elder, wraith lord or whatever with the head of the wraith lord, no mouth or anything. It's just has a mouth and bites out a big chunk out of her fucking.
No, bites her head
Trap.
clean off.
No, it's fucking brutal.
Bites
And
through her
then,
neck, yeah, without destroying her skull. It just snips off her head by biting
Yeah,
its neck
it's
off.
insane. And then highly religious guy is like, oh, I'm gonna go and wander around aimlessly.
Oh no, he
then-
walks in and sees David trying to communicate with it, right? Which,
Yeah.
like, wouldn't that set off like 101 warning bells?
Yeah, I would
I
show
mean,
both.
Fucking
it
A.
seems to set off some warning bells because he's like, oh, you're gonna explain everything that's going on, and then if it was me personally, I'd be like, okay, I'm gonna walk you back to the chamber at gunpoint where everyone else is. Now I'm gonna tell the rest of my crew, or use my little fucking radio and my earpiece
Yeah,
to join up with me, and we're all gonna grow as a big group with all our fucking guns.
yeah.
Right? And you're going to explain all this shit to us. And when he walks into a room full of mysterious fucking things after taking you through fucking Mr. Hyde's chamber of fucking horrors, I'd be pretty fucking on edge at that point.
Yeah, he
I'd be
takes him
fucking
on the
I wouldn't be
tour
like,
of like madness, and the guy's just like,
His
cool,
tour.
no probs, man.
yeah, and from like pointing a gun to him, he's like, that fucking chamber of horrors has put him into a relaxed state, and he's just not pointing the fucking gun at him at all. He's just like, yeah, this guy seems pretty trustworthy after
Yeah, it's
marching me through
madness.
that shit.
That's so
Was this
fucking
prior
stupid.
to the flute thing? This is prior to the flute thing.
No, this is
So if
this
we,
is
we
after the
take a
flute
step
thing.
back,
this is after the
yeah.
flute
This is
thing.
after the flute.
so this he was talking to
Fassbender talks to
Walter.
Fassbender. He has like a Fassbender on Fassbender convo where he teaches him how
And
to
it's
play
all-
a
Where he
flute.
talks about
It's pretty-
fingering.
It's pretty erotic. Do they make out there? I don't know.
It's super
I don't think they
homoerotic.
make
Yeah, I think he kisses him at the end too. But because
Yeah,
he's
he
like,
He kisses him and then stabs him in the neck.
yeah, he
Oh,
tries
that's
to,
right.
yeah,
Yeah, and then
deactivate
takes
him.
out
Walter.
and takes out the fucking his cord thing, his power mean.
That's another thing. Like with those eggs, like I'd have walked Walter into that room, and be like, okay, Walter, go look in the egg, because he's an AI, right? Facehugger comes out, jumps on him. Oh, never mind, false alarm.
Yeah, I don't
Then
know
everyone
why
shoot-
they
then
didn't
everyone
use
shoots the
Walter.
fucking thing.
Why didn't they use Walter more effectively to be? I don't think they wanted to use him as an expendable asset, because he was the only cunt that had half an idea of what the fuck was going on. So if you lose him, there's plenty of fucking humans on that ship. If you use him, then the cunts that have fucking crashed into a fucking stop sign in the middle of space. Honestly.
Well, they just
Like,
relied
we
on
fuck.
him. Yeah, they relied on him to just tell them everything, like every single fucking thing. They just went, "Hey, Walter, what do you think? Hey, what do you think? What do you think?" Why didn't they just build that AI
Yeah, he wasn't. He
into
wasn't
the ship?
expectable. He wasn't.
When they build
they
that,
couldn't risk him at all.
yeah, build that
They could have
AI
been
into the
because they
ship.
could have just sent his ass down to the fucking planet, right? But they didn't because if they lose him, that
They could have just
they were fucking.
Okay,
They were.
okay,
they
so-
could have just
they were
sent
legit-
Fassbender
they were
on
just-
on a wingsuit to just wingsuit down.
Yeah, that's
Okay, so
exactly-
hang on. Here's
to
a question for you, though.
a
Like,
Cat 5 cyclone.
He's Fassbender, man. He
That would
can't
have made
fail.
a better movie. That would have made a lot better movie. Holy crap! I hope that's in the next one.
He just
One of the
holds his
fucking
breath.
robots
Well, he doesn't even have to hold his breath. He just flies right through it,
He doesn't
hooks,
breathe.
and then just
yeah,
deploys
he'll be fine
wingsuit
'cause
under
he's
the storm.
Magneto.
Yeah,
Yeah. So hang on. So the chest burster
he's
then,
Assassin's Creed
like
guy.
30 seconds later, comes out of Billy Crudup's, and then two of the security dudes walk into the fucking freak show horror room, and then
Which is
naturally
the
one of them's
first
just like,
time,
"Well, I'm gonna walk off on my own," and walks off on his own. Encounters a face hugger. Thankfully, it jumps on his gun, and then after it jumps on his gun, it fucking jumps off his gun. He tries to shoot it, misses it, runs out the room, and then tries to face hug the other guy. Well, I suppose it's successful because in the fucking 2 or 3 seconds it's on his face while the guy's still talking and everything, saying, "Get it off me." It implants him. Right? And then the first guy comes in, helps throw it off him, and as soon as he throws it off him, it just curls up and dies in the fucking corner. And then the fucking protomorph that bursts out of Billy Crudup
Yeah, 'cause
comes
he
down from the fucking ceiling.
stabbed it.
And the first guy looks up and he goes, "Oh shit!" And instead of neither of these two trained military personnel raising guns, they just let it fucking come down and attack them. And one of them gets out of there.
No,
and his cheeks all
one gets
burnt
out of the
up.
way. One gets out of the way, and the other one doesn't even know because he's like, does he even look up? I think he's
Well,
just
yeah,
like,
well, he
"What the
says,
fuck's
"Oh
the problem?"
shit," and looks up at it, and he can see it
Yeah,
above
that's-
him.
Oh, okay, right.
And,
But
and he's
one
like
runs
called
away.
out, "Oh shit!"
Dude on
and
the
if someone
ground
says,
who
"Oh
was
shit," and
hitting-
they're looking up, wouldn't you look up?
Well, actually, for OH&S services, if someone says, things from high heights, if they drop from the high height, you're supposed to say below and not look the fuck up so shit doesn't hit you in the head. But they weren't wearing fucking helmets anyway because they're in a fucking relaxed state of a planet that has no fucking life. Who knows, man? Who the fuck knows?
So, okay, so the
Because they
alien
were
comes
waiting
down,
for
kills
Walter
one
to
of the
come around
fucking
and tell 'em.
security dudes, right? Then the first one that had the acid burn his face from when they pulled the face hugger off gets out of there without shooting it and killing it for some reason. He runs out of the room, meets up with, the chick in the meanwhile gets like
Well,
pseudo,
when you say for
pseudo
some
raped
reason,
by that David, like goes to like rape her or something. She's like looking through all the archives, and again, because everyone has just gone off on their own fucking lonesome and gone off on their own in this whole fucking place, which is bizarre and batshit insane in itself. So they've all gone off on their own looking at different things, and David like gets her and he's pins her down. He shows he's got robot strength. Then Walter comes in, who's revived himself because he's been improved because he's a neo model, kind of like Terminator 2, but nowhere near as cool. And he
Bit more Fassbender.
grabs David and throws him into a wall, and those two are having a fucking robot fight. And so the chick, Catherine Waters, she runs out with Loop. That's the fucking last security dude with the acid burn. And they're waiting outside for Tennessee. That's the Eastbound and Down
Yeah.
dude's character.
Kenny fucking Powers.
Kenny fucking Powers. And so he's come down in one of their fucking little space shuttle things with a crane on it. And while they're waiting for him, fucking David and Walter have their little altercation, and you see like David reaching for a knife, and I'm like, yeah, I know exactly where this is going. He's gonna kill him and take his place. And not 30 fucking seconds later, he's outside joining them, right? He's cut off his
Yeah,
hand
I had the same
and
idea.
put on
I
all
was
the
just
other
like,
dude's
yeah.
fucking clothes.
Including his like cat suit. He's like taking his cat suit
Yeah.
off.
I'm like, did he cut off the hand last, or did he do that first?
Oh,
If he did it
yeah.
first, it would have made it very fucking awkward to put on all those clothes. But apparently, he's killed Walter, and put on all his fucking clothes.
Well, he's taking off his fucking suit, right? He'd have to take that off. Then he has to
Yeah,
take
his
off Walter's
skin-tight
suit.
spandex fucking suit.
Then he has to reattach his arm, or detach Fuckface's arm, and so Fassbender to Fassbender transplant. Did he just take off his whole arm at the shoulder? Probably just unscrew it, stick on next one, and then put on fucking original
they're not
Fassbenders.
like that. They're not that kind of.
They're
He
not
would have had to
modular?
actually cut his hand off.
Ew.
No, not modular.
Okay.
So yeah, so none of that makes sense, right?
But he's still
It's
fully
just
functional. The
because
hand's fully
I think
functional.
I think Ridley Scott, the director, is too in love with the character of David. You know, he's
Him
too
and
in love with
Fassbender
Michael
are like-
Fassbender. Just has to,
Yeah, him and Fassbender are just BFFs, and he's like, I'll never write you out of a movie, Fassbender.
it's like how Tim Burton's always using Johnny Depp.
Yeah,
you know?
it's because they party together, man.
Yeah, or James Cameron's always using Arnold Schwarzenegger, but that's a good choice. So Michael Fassbender's Walter then gets on the ship with Loop and Catherine Walter's character, and then the protomorph, which is more like the xenomorph we all know and love, which is that had chest bursted earlier and killed a dude, jumps on the
That
ship.
was still not the original.
It's still
Xenomorph,
not the
by
original
way.
alien,
It's
no.
not. It's not the.
But
alien,
it's
still
closer
a
to
hybrid.
what we recognise, yes. So she's then... she hops out the fucking moving aircraft with a fucking rifle. It crawls around near the engine, gets set on fire, but shrugs it off because, you know, it's only a fire. And then she goes to shoot it, fails because she's a shit shot. And then she uses a crane in the end to kill it in an action sequence.
She's a shisha. She was on a fucking speeding aircraft with a harness on. I don't think a lot of people are used to that kind of fucking training as a normal shooting. And I don't mind going
back up against the fucking cockpit wall with your fucking safety line on. Press your back up hard against it. Stabilize yourself as much as possible. Don't literally fucking rappel off the side of the
There
fucking
is no
aircraft,
way
try and
anyone
shoot at
could
something.
be a fucking goddamn expert on shooting from exposed speeds at like 300, 400 kilometers an
I
hour.
don't think they were going that fast though. They weren't going.
They would have trained for it, man. They would have trained for it on their colony world if there was like some kind of...
He's only flying around in that little fucking... He's only flying around
Why
in
the
the little
fuck didn't
fucking
you just land the fucking
Geonosis
spaceship
arena.
then?
That's the
That
best
would have made more
tactic.
fucking sense.
Imagine if you want to hunt like some kind of ungulate, right? You just like hang off a crane, and then that thing just flies above their herd, and you're just hanging down there like 2 meters above them with an assault rifle, just going, just doing mag rips into the backs of like animals that are in a huge herd, and then you just
Well, she
fly
has a
around.
mag grip with only one mag, so that didn't
Yeah.
go down too well.
That's what she was training for,
She
though.
runs out of ammo, and that's why she has to use the crane. So she uses the crane
The grabber
and
claw,
kills
yeah.
it.
She grabs it with a grabber
Yeah.
claw, like a big.
Yeah,
like,
puts $2 in and then uses the fucking core. So she was a better shot with the crane on a moving vehicle than she was with the gun on a moving vehicle.
Yeah, I
whatever.
don't know why the alien attacked the crane, like jumped in the mouth, which is like, oh, have you, old chum, and then like gets trapped in there.
Well,
It was just
didn't
lucky,
work
man.
for it.
It
So,
was
so
just
they go
lucky.
back to the Covenant, right? They get back on their spaceship, and then they're all cheerful again. Like, not like a horrible fucking tragedy has transpired. She's just like making eggs, making a fucking omelet. Oh shit, you know, she's making an omelet, and
Cool, we lost
We don't
it.
know how much time has passed.
or is that like a metaphor? You know, sometimes you have to break a few eggs. You have to destroy life to sustain other life. Or
Yeah, she's
some
like, now we're
artistic
going to the world
archetype.
that I wanted to go to. Ha ha ha.
Yeah.
Told you it wouldn't
And
work out,
Then
fuckheads.
that Loop dude who was fucked up by the alien and the acid burn is in like the fucking medical facility on board, and the other two fucking no-name
That's right,
characters.
they're putting peas on his face.
Yeah, they're
Peas,
patching him up with
brown
some
peas.
literal plastic for his plastic surgery. So, at no point here though did they like scan him or anything and put him in isolation to check if a fucking monster might burst out of him, which it does. The fucking chest burster bursts out of him.
Why does that one
and
take
so-
so long?
Well, that's exactly right. There's
Because it comes from an
it's-
egg.
a plot device. It's a pathetic plot device. That's
Here's
what
one for you. So we know that, just thinking about it now, did he get the fucking alien in his mouth from the facehugger, or did Asperger's put it in him while he was in the med bay?
I
'Cause he couldn't
think
come
it
up
was
with
from the
anything after
facehugger
the
that
fact.
jumped on him.
I
That's
think it
what
was
the-
after
Yeah,
the fact.
it was
because
an
there's
egg
no
one.
fucking way. There's no fucking way because he had shit in his mouth. Like I reckon he had just an egg in his pocket and he's just like, here you go, and just put it in his
Yeah,
fucking
it was an
Nah,
egg. It was an
nah,
egg.
it's- The two that he smuggles aboard, they're facehugger embryos. They're not alien embryos. They're facehuggers. If he'd put a facehugger in the dude, that he would have just made a facehugger, right? So
No, I'm saying he could have just put whatever egg inside his fucking gut. Maybe was it a fucking suppository or something? Put it in his bumhole. And then
I don't think it's not implied at all. I don't think.
director's cut. It's not, but you gotta work. You gotta figure this shit out for yourself.
I wanna
because
just-
there's
He had
no
a
way
face
fucking
hugger on
face
his
hugger.
face.
Yeah,
Maybe it
but
was
he
in
was
the-
screaming the entire time.
Dude, maybe it was in the script, but then when they came to film a scene where
Yeah, they were
Fassbender
like,
had to
"No,
grab
I
a
don't
guy
think
and
that
force a fucking egg up his
suppositories don't
ass.
work well with our test audience.
Yeah.
Suppository
When it
eggs
came to actually
don't
film
work
it,
well.
Fassbender was just like, dude, I'm a fucking A-list celebrity. I was in Assassin's Creed. I've been in a bunch of shit, son. I'm gonna be in a Star Wars probably soon. Or I'll be James Bond or something, mate. I'm not fucking holding down like a Mexican dude, jamming an egg up his ass. Unless you give me another 10 mil. That's exactly how
like, sure, here's 10 mil.
Here's 10 mil, Fassbender. He's like, okay,
And then
cool.
the violent suppository scene happened. That's one thing they have. Like, they're not afraid of like all this pseudo rape, but they stay away from the bum stuff.
Oh,
Isn't
how
that
about
like
that
one of the-
scene?
like you watch
where-
a hardcore prison film, and they're all about the butt sex, and it's like a horrible fucking thing when it happens, right?
Mm.
But Hollywood's like, oh no, we wouldn't want any of that. Let's
Yeah.
just continue raping mouths.
Yeah. Okay, well, think about this, right? So that guy took longer to incubate, right? And it was from an egg. So maybe this is like Fassbender's been creating this new type that is really powerful, the dark type, the black one with the clear teeth and the inner jaw and shit. But it has to do an egg. Like, yeah, the only way he could figure out how to do it was something has
They're
to lay
not
this
clear
egg.
teeth. They're like metallic teeth.
Yeah, they're metal because they're meant to be biomechanical. That's the other thing. Like these things are clearly organic.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
Whereas the original one is like biomechanical, has like conduit on it and stuff, and that's part of the creep factor. It's meant to be machine as much as living.
is
Whereas
it?
these aliens clearly, yeah, man, it's
I didn't
it's
know
what
about that.
Geiger's all about. Yeah.
It's like
Okay.
tubes
Well,
on it. Yeah.
that's
it's
obviously
weird looking.
that's
Yeah.
been retconned, obviously. So maybe she died.
Yeah.
Maybe she died because she had to like fucking give birth to these huge eggs. So you only got a certain number, and then she just died from the fucking strain. And he was like, okay, I've got these 5 eggs. Now I need to be really careful with what I do next. I just have to hope that that a ship comes along with 4,000 fucking humans on board. That'd be really
That
helpful.
have really malleable assholes, so I can shove them right up there, right up their bumhole.
I gotta stick a whole bunch of eggs up
Because
their
he's
assholes.
Yeah,
been
asshole
he's
is
been testing
subtle.
it on himself. He's been testing all these eggs, putting these eggs up his own bum. But he's a robot, and his
Like,
bum is all
Michael
used,
Fassbender
stretched
just
out.
channeling his fucking Rick. Look, you gotta put these up your ass, Morty. You gotta put this alien way up in your butt.
That's it. You got to put this alien right up your.
Oh yeah, and because okay, so this is like so the next scene that happens is there's 2 cunts in a shower, and they start getting an alarm going. There's an alien on board, like suddenly out of nowhere. There's an alien on board, and they're like,
They can't hear it though, mate.
Yeah, but
because
so,
they're making the love.
yeah,
Which is
no,
my
but
natural
Well,
thing
too
to do.
fucking.
I have
music. The
sex
music
right
was
after
loud.
90% of my friends have been murdered by a fucking alien. That's when I think,
Yeah.
you know what?
yeah.
We
We've
don't
gotta
know
do
the
some
time lapse. We
repopulation.
don't know the time lapse, and
Well, it was obviously
Yeah.
straight after.
also they weren't. Were they down in the?
It was obviously
Either
minutes.
of those guys.
It was minutes after. No,
They're
there were the other 2 people off the ship, so they're basically sitting there. There's sexual tension, but because fucking Danny McBride's there, just like having a meltdown over his wife getting incinerated, they're all like, "Man, this is so tense." And then like at the end of it, they're like, "Okay, 18 out of fucking like 24 people died. That's cool. Let's go fuck in the shower." Anyway, so we know that this is the new alien because this is the first one with the inner jaw, right? And we know that because it comes up behind. The dude is like smashing the chick.
Well,
And
it
he's
looks,
up against
it looks
the
just
glass.
like the first one.
Yeah, it comes
It
up
looks
behind
just
him.
like the first one on their ship.
But this is the first one with an inner jaw that we've ever seen, right?
Good. We didn't see the inner jaw on the other one, but we don't know if it even tried to use it because they only use the inner jaw when it's right next to people to kill them.
Yeah.
It
No, I
looks
think it
just
did.
like-
It did
it
in the
looks
crane.
just
In the
like-
crane, it used the inner jaw.
Oh,
In the
did
crane,
it?
it used the inner jaw to try and bite the chick. Yeah.
Ah,
Yeah, it looks
okay,
just
right.
like the It looks just like. Yeah, I think it's exactly the same. The one that comes out. In the
Yeah, I don't know
spaceship,
if
the one
he's
that takes them on
exactly the
planet.
same. I think he's because this is the inserted in the butthole egg, not the.
Is this the egger? It's not.
Obviously,
wow.
I made that. I'm making my own
No, isn't
story here.
the one that they kill on the crane? Is that the one that's been stalking them the whole time, or is that the one that comes out of the Christian fucking captain
religious
guy?
guy.
That's the one that
It's a
comes out of
religious
the
boy.
Christian dude.
But-
Oh yeah.
But that
actually, because
immediately
that would've
chest
been-
burst.
The other
Yeah,
white
that
one.
immediately turns fucking large.
Okay, so
Yeah,
why the fuck
the
is
other
one?
white,
Yeah,
the other white
the-
one just disappears from the movie.
Okay, so
One gets killed by Billy Crudups, and the other white one just is never seen again because only one of them is shown sneaking into the city,
dies of
and
its
it's the
wounds.
one that chest bursts out of the dude that attacks them on their aircraft. So there's still one alien on that planet alive, one of the white ones that burst out the fucking dude's throat or that other dude's back. One of those two
I hope
is still alive on
I
the
hope
planet.
it's a fucking vegetarian, because.
Yeah, I
vegan.
hope. Yeah, what the fuck?
But
What's he
okay, so
gonna do?
wait. So there's no difference between the one that comes. So the one that comes out of the egg and kills the Christian captain, he immediately just chest bursts within a short period of time. But the other one that comes out of an egg into the Mexican dude from a face hugger, it doesn't fucking pop out until later. And like Kat's saying,
Yes.
oh, we don't know how much time later it was, but he's on board the ship, isn't he, when it comes out of him?
Yes. So if it was too much later, it makes it even worse that it took so long to chest burst.
Okay, so what's
So
the
like,
fucking
not
difference?
too much
Like,
time can have gone by, right?
So it could have been. It was 5 minutes between them walking onto the ship, and then
Yeah,
her
man,
making
pretty
eggs,
much.
and these dudes having sex.
yeah, these
Makes
all
no
these
fucking
kinds of
sense
all
at
immediately
all.
run
Yeah,
down. They're like, okay,
exactly
thank God
right.
they're alive. Okay, let's run down and fuck.
And
quick,
also,
in the
when
shower.
why, like you said before,
Totally
the chest
inconsistent.
bursters in Aliens, it's this tiny little worm thing, and it takes like a bit of time to like get to a suitable size from a worm. But this thing like immediately grows. 'Cause
Yes.
it comes out a Christian boy and then is on the roof.
I
You
got
see,
the
the problem
answer.
is
I
they're
know what
trying
the
to fit
wait,
too
wait,
much. They're trying to fit too much alien into the time frame left in the movie.
wait.
You can't have a slow, suspenseful build up and have it growing. You need to just instantly have it there. You need the instant gratification. That's the problem.
Yeah, there's no suspense.
That's why it's
yeah.
growing big instantly.
Yeah, that's why they're not suspenseful anymore. These like Alien 1 is super suspenseful, but then it just sort of got to the point where it's like, it's better to have just like
Is
something in the
Chest
dark.
bursts and then like
Yeah.
the next fucking scene, it's Godzilla.
it's
Like
be-
that makes no.
it's
fucking
better to have
sense.
something
Yeah, it's just a
snapping
dumb
its tail.
movie monster, man.
Yeah. So, but, okay. Oh, I figured out the shower thing too, right? So as soon as those people are on board and they're safe, the ones that were down on the planet, the two people from the cockpit are all like, "Fuck, everyone's off X. Let's go use all the hot water before everyone else." Because those people like who just got back from a
That
fucking
makes
shit
sense. Yeah,
shitstorm,
that's a fair point.
They're
What
gonna-
fucking cunts,
they're like, "Oh, we
why
know what's gonna
people
happen.
like that?
This is what happens when people
That's
come
so
from a
bad.
cold planet. They fucking use all the hot water, and we've been sitting here slaving away up in the cockpit trying to stop Danny McBride from fucking flying into fucking cyclones and shit."
From
We-
drink driving the
yeah.
fucking aircraft into the fucking
Yeah.
planet.
Yeah, they're like, "We won't get a fucking hot shower. Let's go down and have a hot shower. Let's go steal the hot water." So that's why they're in there. And then like while they're there, they're like, "Well, let's just turn fucking super loud music on and fuck." That's such a fucking weird. Anyway, the alien fucking chest does like a mouth fucking like an inner jaw through a glass panel, and just punches right through a dude's head and then through the back of his head and out the front of his head. It's a pretty long
It's
fucking.
bruised.
It's a pretty long inner jaw, isn't it? Whoosh.
Wrecked. I don't know how the chick died, but you see it later because they walk in there.
Well, the thing is, like, the way the tail curls
Yeah,
around
and
and
they're
stuff.
like, I forgot
There's
these
that
guys were actually in the movie, and now they're dead.
In-
But yeah.
In the first Alien, it was like suggested that like Veronica Cartwright's character in the first Alien, Lambert, it suggested sort of that it rapes her. You just hear like this blood curdling screaming from her and whimpering in like the distance, like echoing around the corridors of the ship while Sigourney Weaver's running around, and then Yaphet Kotto's character comes in afterwards and sees like the aftermath. He's like terrified of what's happened, and that's when he like grabs a lead pipe and goes to kill the fucking monster in the first one, right? Because that was suspenseful as fuck. Whereas this is like it's a slasher horror, right? It's a B grade slasher horror though. It's not like a good one because it's all those tropes, like you've got a couple having sex, in the shower. It's always the promiscuous couple, whereas the wise virgin, which the chick who said don't go down to the planet, Catherine Waters' character, is the one who gets to live because she's not made all the dumb decisions. It's a horror trope. And so then they track down the alien and then they fucking kill it, right? By getting it to ram a fucking They get a massive fucking mining dump truck. For Komatsu 870 dump truck with a dozer blade of a rhino on the front of it is set off, and as the alien jumps at the chick, it gets skewered on the fucking dozer blade, kind of like how Dolph Lundgren's killed at the end of the first Universal Soldier. And then the fucking truck falls out into space, and then the chick gets up, and her and Danny McBride are like, yeah, we made it. And then as she goes into cryosleep, they find out that it's not actually, just as she's going under, she asks David a question to which Walter would know the answer, but obviously it's not Walter, it's David, as we all fucking guessed, because we saw the plot twist coming a mile away, and he can't answer it, and she figures it out who it is, and then the fucking thing shuts down her, and she falls asleep, and then he goes and spits up 2 facehugger embryos and sticks them in with all the baby embryos on the ship, and then sends a fucking message back to Earth where he's like, oh, we're continuing on our mission, and this chick and this dude have survived. So they're clearly alive. Like, he hasn't, like, sabotaged their pods or anything, so they die in their fucking cryosleep, which I thought he would have done, because they're obviously going to wake up and, you know, go and try and kill him, aren't they?
They might just wake up with
the colonists.
They might wake up with an eel coming out of their mouth.
Danny McBride doesn't know anything that's going on here.
No, but Catherine Waters knows, and she'll tell Danny McBride.
Yeah, he's not going to believe that, mate.
She's never waking up.
I'd rather his character survive than her, though. I'm more attached to him than I am to her.
Yeah, but you know what'll happen? It'll be just like in fucking...
emotionally blank.
It'll be just like in Aliens 3, the next movie, he's got a fucking, like, a piece of steel jammed through his chest in another crash.
Oh, he's not... Oh, don't kill him the same way they killed Hicks.
They will. It'll just be an off-camera fucking bullshit kill. Like, Newt...
He had at least charisma.
How can we write him in?
Like, she was... He had charisma. She was just like a blank slate. She was not as bad as like Jai Courtney or fucking Sam Worthington, because those guys are fucking bricks with faces painted on them. But, yeah, I really liked the character of Tennessee. I didn't like her character. She was just too holier than thou for me, you know, because that whole like horror movie trope, it just didn't do it for me. Like, Ripley was a cool, strong female character because she earned it. You know, she made smart decisions, came up with smart solutions. It wasn't just like the convenience of having a crane there, or, you know, like, I don't know. It's hard to explain. This thing tries to ape Alien, but it doesn't do it as good. I enjoyed the film, but we've picked plot holes through it for like an hour. So...
Well, I was confused about some of what was happening, obviously. Like, I thought that was the the engineer's homeworld. And now, the more I think about it now, like, yeah, there was barely any tech, was there? There wasn't, like... But they had...
look at their spaceships, and then look at what they wear on their spaceships, and there's, like, biosuits and stuff, and then look at a planet... Like, they could be engineers, but they must be, like, some completely different, like, fucking Amish sect or something.
Yeah, I imagine that...
Going out without technology.
Or maybe just, like, like on their spaceships, when they're not there and there's no music playing and shit, like, there's just no... Like, it's totally inert. Like, that's what their spaceship's kind of like. You can't really tell what's going on until it's awakened. Maybe that's what it's meant to be, is, like, because all of the engineers are dead and he doesn't understand... Oh, no, because he knows the flute-playing thing from the first movie, from Prometheus. He knows about how to play... Because he's the one who figures it out and plays the flute to awaken the engineer.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, so alright. Or maybe he's just there's no
critical component in that,
fiddling with their shit.
Or is he just the dude plays the flute?
It took fucking 15 minutes out of the movie. But I like the end of it, how he's got access to all these fucking embryos and people that he can just experiment on. That's kind of creepy, and they could take it any direction they really wanted to.
Oh, they could, but there was other ways they could have done it. Like, in my mind, I had the idea that the Deacon alien from the end of Prometheus had snuck aboard the ship they leave the Prometheus planet in, LV-223, right? I thought maybe that gets aboard their ship and grows up and attacks Shaw and David en route to this other planet, and then it fucking crashes into this other planet. You know, that's sort of the story I built up in my head, because I'm like, that makes perfect fucking sense. Whereas instead it's like, no, David goes and fucking full-on Istvan 3 virus bombs this fucking planet. And,
do you think that's revenge for...
Virus...
Do you think that's revenge for his like father being like fucking punched to death by an engineer?
No, I think it's entirely because of his god complex. He just wants to destroy life because he sees it as imperfect, and he wants to create life that he thinks is perfect.
Why does he shoot his wad then? Like, how does it? They don't know who. If they don't actually talk to these guys, does he just assume that they are the engineers and just bombs their fucking world? Because I don't understand why
I
he
don't
would
think
bomb.
he cares.
But then when he gets down to the planet,
All
maybe
life is
he's.
inferior to him. That's the way he's seen it because it's life. He's artificial life.
So wasn't he safe some
You
for
know?
the actual engineers?
I don't know. He just fucking virus bombs his planet, and then he just goes down and sorts through and just finds the most fucked up shit, and then tries to crossbreed it.
Wait, is it ever explained how the ship crashes?
Oh, he says it malfunctioned. I don't get that either. I don't even. How come it docks with like that massive other ship?
Yeah, docks with the
It's like
thing.
a hovering fucking thing. What happens to that?
Does that crash maybe? And then he flies. Oh, no, because that ship's...
Because the ship he's in crashed, but what happened to the first ship? That thing that they docked with, where did that crash? See, this is Prometheus all over again. There's a lot of unanswered fucking questions that you just got to take at face value for the plot to continue.
Does that whole thing fall down? No, because it crashes. He goes and crashes. It's his ship goes and crashes in the woods, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what happened to that big floating thing? What, did it return to its home planet? Boop, 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 boop.
Fucks off back to actual
Or
engineer
did it
HQ.
crash into another mountain? Like, so many unanswered fucking questions.
So
right?
he shows up in the middle of their city, and he's like just standing, and everyone in the city is just standing in this huge square, like, oh my god, one of the ships returned, like, or maybe their race has degraded to that point where there are savages now, and like this is a ship from like their, because it's just sitting on like a dead world, right? Like just sitting there, filled with fucking bombs ready to deploy. So maybe it's their main race has just degraded into just like guys that live in caves and eat fucking algae or whatever the fuck they're doing there. And so they're like, whoa, it's some returned thing. Oh my god, from our old history. And they're all standing there like gazing at it, and then just a hatch opens and that David dude just appears and goes, hey.
Okay, you gotta go into
howdy-ho.
the Prometheus lore, because in the Prometheus lore from the first film, the idea was that the reason they wanted to kill us is because 2,000 years ago we killed Jesus, and Jesus was an engineer, and that when humans were young, sort of our first civilizations were guided by the engineers, but then we killed an engineer that pissed them off, and that's why they left Earth, right? And that they were so technologically advanced, that's why we thought they were gods. This is all stuff that's unexplained, but it's in the director's commentary and the special features for Prometheus.
Okay.
And so when David rocks up to this world, I imagined that this is like a Roman civilization, right? Like an early fucking civilization that the engineers have been cultivating. And because they haven't crucified any fucking engineers on this planet, the engineers have left behind some of their tech floating above, out of reach safely. And they still visit and interact with these people. So when David rocks up in the ship, they think it's one of these engineers, one of their gods coming to interact with them. But it turns out he's just bringing death.
He's like, hey, have like a
Is
billion...
that too much of a stretch, you think? Or...
Have like a billion urns filled with fucking pure DNA. Yeah. No, yeah, that makes sense.
So, and then for some reason, this has like some anti-gravity drop system where it drops all these ceramic urns out in a DNA helix, and then they all open up, and the liquid comes out, and then the liquid spreads out in the air like fucking rain clouds, neatly, at a certain height, and then drops all at once on the fucking people below. It's like, but meanwhile the urns are actually filled with like 4 crystal vials that are full of this black goo. Like, it just doesn't look anything like the way it deploys. There's a whole bunch of weird shit going on here.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, that ship that he's on, though, that is their, like, fucking murder ship, though. Like, it's meant to turn up at a world and kill everyone. But, you know, like, I guess that makes sense.
In the original Alien, the Ridley Scott's original idea was that the ship with all the eggs on it was a bomber, basically, and it would fly to worlds and drop the eggs on the planets, and then the eggs would kill all life. And with Prometheus and that coming along, they've changed all that. So now the eggs were not created by the engineers; they're now created by David. Like they've just wholly because they want to make more sequels. They've just retconned it all. They've pulled a fucking Matt Ward.
No, wait. Maybe the reason they hit the eggs are roughly the same shape as the urns, right? Maybe his plan is that he's going to create all these eggs, and then he's going to load all these eggs up on their ship, and then just use the ship to deploy eggs. Just drop
The
them.
eggs are way fucking bigger than the urns, and why would you
Are they?
fucking bomb? Yeah.
You just drop a whole bunch of eggs
urns.
over
You see the urns in Prometheus. The urns are only like the size of like a fucking those water pods for like your water coolers, your polystyrene cups that officers have. They're like that size, the urn. Whereas the egg that the face hug comes out of is like fucking waist high. So, yeah, no, it's just retcon stuff, and
Just
there's a lot of
weirdness.
fucking questions that need answering, and in 4 or 5
Oh, he
years,
has one of
we'll
those
see.
little urns in his little fucking house of horrors when he's talking to Walter. He like picks one of them up. He's like, "Oh, how do you?" Imagine if he dropped that. He's like, "See," just that would have been hilarious. I was waiting for that. I was
Yeah,
like,
that's
why
about
the fuck doesn't he
Simpsons.
do it?
I was watching that Simpsons episode the other day where Homer falls for Mindy. I was talking to Tim about earlier, but where like they're all laughing at the guy who like he's moving some stuff behind a safety glass and drops it, and then like this green cloud starts building up, and the guy's like banging on the glass to get out, and they're all just laughing at him. And they're like, "Oh, it's okay because we're safe out here." And then starts getting through the seals on the glass, and then like Lenny, Carl, and Homer just run for it, screaming. It's just totally like that. He drops the urn on the ground. And he's like, "Run!" But yeah, it only affects living tissue, that fucking virus shit, because it's a mutagen.
Pure DNA.
So, I know. I think they used mutagens better in the movie Leviathan. So, what up? Leviathan's a good movie.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, so
So-
it is interesting. So, where do you think? What's your prediction on what the next one's going to be about? Do you think he's going to just be like infecting a whole colony ship full of dudes and trying to deploy that on Earth, or fly somewhere and do some shit, or what?
They've
what's the
got
deal?
to tie it in. They've got to tie it into the first Alien, right? They've got to explain how all the eggs got on that ship. So I reckon he is going to experiment on the colonists and shit on board the Covenant, and he's going to try and find another engineered planet. And when he gets to that engineered planet, the alien's going to get on the engineer ship, and
It'd be a
then
dark
the
movie.
engineer is going to get infected, and he's going to crash the ship as he gets chest bursted.
He's gonna have a whole.
And then that's going to be the ship that they find in the first film.
He's gonna have a whole fucking ship of horrors. Like that's gonna be some dark shit. He's got a whole ship. That's creepy. So creepy. I hope they do another one. That'd be creepy as shit.
Maybe he'll be able to figure out how to do a queen by then. The big queen alien.
He had one in Shaw, didn't he? Like that was fucked.
Yeah, it was a short. That was
It's-
like a human graft to an alien, I think.
it's messed up. It is messed up, that picture, but because she's like all it's like I've been to the Museum of Anatomy here in Melbourne when I was in high school, and you're like dealing with all the plasticized human corpses and stuff, and it just brings back memories of that.
Yeah.
Because
Hey,
like all the
Do you know what I
Yeah.
think? I think that the next movie is going to be like super fucking mental, and basically like David's going to escape on like a fucking on one of those ships. So what the way that the Aliens one will start is that's like David's like sneak away fucking escape fucking plan is just like chuck a whole bunch of eggs on a fucking engineer ship, fly away in it. But I reckon there's going to be some like insane fucking thing. Like he's going to try and it's going to be tough. Maybe he's going to
I reckon I'm thinking more poetic, man. They're gonna turn around and have like some kind of metaphor, like where the alien kills him, and I'll be like, destroyed by my own creation, how man killed God,
Yeah, they need to up
because that's the
s-
sort
they
of
up-
lofty dialogue shit they're going for.
Yeah, they need to up the stakes though. Like he needs to do something. Like he needs to try and fucking make a run on Earth to make it like really high stakes. You can't just have another like, oh yeah, some fucking just random freight guys ran into some aliens out in the.
You know what made the first 3 Alien films so fucking great? You could even include Resurrection in this.
What the stakes were so low.
They were
It was-
all 4 very different films. like the first one is a monster trying to kill people on a ship. The second one is a
The
group of
best one.
people trying to survive on a planet that's infested by monsters, and they're trained military personnel and that kind of thing. And it's all about motherhood. The Aliens is all about like motherhood, right? Like Ripley protecting her new family, like little family unit, which is her, Hicks, and Newt. And then Alien 3 is like, just the family unit's being broken apart, and Ripley has the monster within her, and they're the most vile humans in society, rapists and murderers, and that are being hunted by a demon.
The budget's much lower.
Totally complete. Oh, it wasn't a bad budget for Alien 3, but the backstory to it's pretty amazing. If you ever watch the behind the scenes of what fucking went wrong.
Yeah, it's no fucking James Cameron Aliens there, like, which is just fucking monumental.
Aliens was
fucking
such a
awesome.
happy movie. Like, Aliens
Yeah.
is the sort of movie where you finish watching it, you're like, fuck yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah, humanity.
I love
yeah.
Hicks. Oh,
yeah.
I like Newt. Newt is a child actor that doesn't make me want to slit my wrists.
Fuck yeah. Maybe that's
I
what
like
this.
Sigourney Weaver, and then you go to Alien 3, and it's ugh.
Well, maybe that's what the
Like-
next one will be, dude. Like, they're like fucking somehow a message gets out, and they're like, holy shit, 4,000 colonists have been compromised by an AI who's using fucking xenotech. Fucking send the Marines, and they send some fucking just like murder team out to hunt down David and fucking all of his ship full of fucking aliens. And he's just out there like infecting alien
his
races.
ship full of horrors, though, has been done in Alien Resurrection. The clones of Ripley, they were that kind of weird, fucked up monsters, you know?
I know what they're gonna do with that fucking team of hardcore
Yeah.
things. No, it's they send SEAL Team David, and it's just a bunch of Davids that go there, and then he
Just
pretends
more
to be
Fassbender.
David. Oh my god, that'd be sick.
Ridley
That'd be
Scott's
so
doing
cool.
an
And then
all-
he comes
an
back.
all
Then he comes
David
back as
fucking-
That's
Michael
it,
Fassbender gets 7 paychecks.
Yeah, they're like, holy
the,
shit.
The
so,
CGI enhanced like Arnold Schwarzenegger. They'll be like the Predator
Yeah.
team, but with
Yeah.
face swapped with Michael Fassbender's face.
yeah. Is David the first one? David's the first one, right? And then Walter's probably just like, fucking number 75.
factory stock. Yeah.
Yeah, he's like number 87 or some shit. So, but they're like, okay, cool. We need to get David's 2, 3, 4, and 5. All of them combined guarantee a kill on fucking David A, or David 1. And then then they send like fucking David team, maybe like 6 of them. Like they take David's, maybe David 7's already dead. He died in another space mission or a takeoff. So they just have to take like David's 1 to 8, send them to just fucking go and hunt down David 1. Fassbender gets fucking so many paychecks.
You can't send humans to do shit in this society because they just fuck shit up.
Yeah, but they,
You
well,
gotta
I
send
don't know.
them.
Surely there's some
And then
human.
because David 1 is like the guy, he obviously kills the team, and then he comes back to Earth or Terra or whatever, and he's all like, "Oh yeah, I'm totally part of the team, like number 3." And then he,
I want some Earth
minds
flashbacks,
switches
man. I want
to
some.
number
I want
Doing
some.
pretty hard with a missing fucking hand to blend in.
I want like
Yeah,
fucking.
just do a mind swap then. Mind swap with one of them, easy.
Do you know who'll be in it too? It'll be
Can
The
we do
Rock.
that?
The Rock will be in it.
And John Cena. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look, I don't know. Logically, this is not how I would have done the series. Ridley Scott's sort of like Games Workshop at this point, where it's like he's doing things we like, but he's doing a lot of things that we don't like. Like in the fluff department, this is like
I'm for
Gilliman,
more
Riser of
movies.
Primark
I
all
think
over
they should
again.
just sell out the IP, and whatever comes of it comes of it. Just do a full GW and just
I was really interested in seeing what's his name, Neil Blomkamp's Alien 5, because he was going to be doing a sequel to Aliens, where they
Yeah.
were going to write off Alien 3 and Alien Resurrection, and they were going to start over after Aliens ended. They were going to bring back Michael Biehn as Hicks. They were going to bring back Newt. They were going to bring back Sigourney Weaver. And then Ridley Scott was like, no, I have control of this series now. And at no point did you mention Michael Fassbender, so you're cut. Yes, you're cut too. Oh, better believe you're cut.
Wait, hold on.
And he,
Are the engineers
Was responsible for axing that film.
what's the engineers' relation to Predators? Are they part of like the same thing, or is this a different?
Okay, here's the thing. The Alien versus Predator series is officially, by Fox, not considered canon. They
What?
just made them because they could.
What? What? So there's no predators in the
Well, those
Alien?
comic books have been out since the fucking 80s, man.
Yeah, it's gotta be
Yeah,
canon.
the comic book crossover is none of it is considered canon with the actual Alien series.
Why? Though?
The Alien vs Predator films are more of a what if scenario
Imagine
in their
David.
mind.
Imagine David with a
They
full.
bought out the original Alien vs Predator after Freddy vs Jason, trying to do a quick cash grab, cash in on the versus thing that was a big craze at that time.
Yeah. So what?
There was
That's why they did.
there was heaps more bullshit before that. The
Yeah.
movies didn't make that shit up.
So they know they make fucking
movies
cash
weren't
off
a
it.
thing.
Yeah. What's the problem? Like, imagine if the third movie
Yeah.
is fucking Fassbender versus Predator. Like he turns up at a Predator fucking world, and he's just like, okay, time
Predator
to
would
play
probably
aliens.
win.
No, because he's got
It
fucking.
actually,
He's
it
got
depends which
4,000
Predator. Is it
xenomorphs.
the dumbass Predator out of AVP 1, or is it the awesome wolf Predator out of AVP 2?
Doesn't matter, man. 4,000 fucking xenomorphs.
That's okay. Fucking, could you imagine a whole pile of Predators all activating their fucking wristing at the same time? Hope David can
Yeah,
withstand
but
a fucking nuke.
they're not into team tactics though. They're not into like working together. They're all about like the fucking statement.
No,
kill.
but if they're gonna get overrun, they just activate their fucking. That's modus operandi number one.
Maybe they just board the ship and just fucking blow David's head off.
Hey. No. Alien Predator, Alien versus Predator universe, including Prometheus, is a thing. Sorry, mate.
Yeah,
Part of the same canon.
they can deploy fucking pred aliens then. The more that they capture.
Fox has said it's not canon, Cat.
Well, Fox can shove it right up their fucking ass because I'm looking at fucking documents right now. I got the documents, bruh. I got the documents. They're not even leaked. It's fucking public
Do you know why they
information,
said they're not canon?
But it doesn't matter. Fox don't know what the fuck they're doing. They had a fucking news anchor saying that he was a fucking in every single conceivable war ever existed. Fuck Fox.
Well, the problem was that the guy running Fox back in those days was Tom Rothman, who's now running Sony's movie division. So Tom Rothman's like probably one of the worst people in the Hollywood business. And that's
Ridley
really
Scott
saying
admits
something.
he got Prometheus wrong here.
What do you mean he's the worst person in fucking Hollywood?
Oh, I'll send you a link to a video that'll describe better. But basically, he's responsible for like.
You've
All
got
right,
the
so like
documents
Daredevil, the original Daredevil and stuff, like
Yeah.
that was terrible because of him. He insisted on it being longer or something and having a ton more CGI that it didn't need, and completely changing the story. He didn't believe superhero films make good films. So whenever someone would try and make a superhero film, like the original X-Men, he was dead set against it. He was dead set against Avatar. He was dead set against X-Men 2, and he was really pissed when all of those things were successful.
Yeah.
He's the one who insisted on the Wolverine Origins film, and he was like the director had his way that he wanted to make the film. This guy overruled the director and had cunts repaint the sets while the director was at home on the weekend and shit because he wanted to do it his own way, right? And this is he caused like mass amounts of resignations. He kicked Bryan Singer, who made the X-Men 1 and X-Men 2 off the lot at Fox lot. He kicked them out.
Oh, I
And
brought
he had
in
to let him
Brett
back in because he
Ratner.
was shooting.
Who brought in
Yep,
Brett
he brought in
Ratner?
Brett Ratner. Yep, that was him.
Ratner.
Yep.
I'm
This
Brett
is all
Ratner.
fucking shit that Tom Rothman's responsible. Man, this guy he's like fucking Satan. He's the kiss of death to a fucking movie. And so he eventually got fired by. And the thing was, he was kept on for ages because his movies were. He was making money for the company, but like pretty much every director that worked for Fox wouldn't come back if they dealt with him in a negative light. They just refused to go work for Fox.
You're not gonna get sued or
eventually
something
got
for
so
saying all this shit,
bad-
are you? Like, aren't you worried about some
He
Hollywood?
got so bad that heaps of his own executives were quitting, and so Rupert Murdoch himself gave the kind of warning and then fired him. And then he ended up getting picked up by Sony after Amy Pascal got the boot. After the Sony hack and Ghostbusters, she got the boot, and he got put in.
How do you know so much
And
like
he's-
fucking Hollywood insider information?
I have the documents.
What was it?
Actually,
Was
no,
this
I
on a-
watch a channel on YouTube which has all the sources called Midnight's Edge,
Okay.
and they have some fantastic documentaries on the subject. I'll send you one on Tom Rothman, and then you'll be like, holy
Oh, I
shit.
believe you on
That's
all
all
of that
sourced,
stuff.
all sourced and everything. So
I just like to fix what I said about the Predator comics. The first comic was in 1990. Dark Owl presents issue 36. So yeah, and that was later put into 4-issue series and several more. So that's where Aliens vs Predators came into, where they fight
and
each other.
the predators are known as the Utah or the Jajuta. It's some weird fucking name. And the engineers are actually elephant trunked dudes because back then they weren't spacesuits; they were like physically fucking elephant men.
Ah, weird.
They've all got trunks and shit. And then like them and the predators have a war, and then the engineers have their own civil war, and then the aliens have a civil war, and there's red aliens and blue aliens, and yeah, man, it's a fucked up franchise if you go by
Oh.
the
Yeah, it was
comics.
cool.
Wait,
So
the
cool.
engineers have a war with
Had
the
like
predators.
snake predators, man. A facehugger hitting
Yeah.
a snake, and
The-
then like the
there-
snake
there
pulled
was-
it up. So cool.
Whoa.
They were going to do a cartoon series of the aliens after Aliens was such a big hit, and the cartoon series like would there be a team of Marines that goes from like planet to planet hunting aliens, and on all different planets, different wildlife has been face hugged, and you get different kind of aliens to be like bear aliens, Tyrannosaurus Rex aliens, crocodile aliens, snake aliens, centipede and scorpion aliens, like all weird fucking shit.
Oh yeah. Imagine a Stargate style show where it's just like fucking Marines turning up at different alien worlds and having to be like,
Would
oh,
be sick.
these are squid aliens. Let's do mag rips into them. And then like, oh, these are
What the
fucking
hell is with you and Magritte?
these are flying aliens. Let's do mag rips into them. Because that's what everyone.
Mag rips are
That's-
the worst fucking thing to do with a rifle. If like you ever fired a fucking
Well,
assault rifle full automatic, it is ridiculous trying to hit things.
Hey,
Assault
hey, guess
rifle.
what?
Get
You,
outta
you can both suck my dick because the greatest fucking movie ever, Predator. What does fucking Arnie do? Just fucking huge mag rips into dudes. Like there's a scene. Remember that bit in in Predator where there's like a guy. I think it's one guy. He runs around the front of a helicopter, and fucking Arnie does like he just fires like he fires like a whole. What I would assume, and I'm not like I'm some military person or something, but does like he just fires like all of the rounds into this guy, shoots him like overshoots. It's one of the most like comical fucking overshootings of a person ever. He must fire like 20 rounds into the guy, surely. Whoa!
What do you think is the most comical overshooting of a person ever? I've got my bet
thing I
would
just
be on
said there.
RoboCop 1. RoboCop 1 when what's it called? The fucking Ed 209 mag rips that fucking executive in the boardroom.
Oh yeah, you can get that on 10 hours on YouTube. Someone's like spliced together to look like the dude just gets shot for 10 hours. Pretty good watch.
That one is fucking fantastic. That is probably the best fucking overkill. But what happened to Paul Verhoeven movies? Like now it's all digital blood spatter and shit. Like Paul Verhoeven, like he had a mad run with Starship Troopers, Total Recall,
Yeah, more sick mag rips in
RoboCop. Like he had a lot of really good fucking action films in like the late 80s, early 90s, where he was not afraid of a blood squib.
It's 2017, man. A lot of those people are long dead, and the best you get
Yeah, and a
over
lot of
it,
them, like
the
Ridley
better you'll
Scott,
be.
are still fucking going, and Steven Spielberg's still going.
You know, there was that debacle with like
cocaine.
child rape and something with cocaine involved as well, with some fucking actors and shit and directors recently. So I'm sure it'll all catch up to them eventually from the 90s when all their
The fucking
I say move
after
forward.
Starship,
Move
you know, after Starship Troopers came out, like he copped huge flack, for promoting fascism, and everyone was like, "Oh, you're promoting fascism." He's like, "No, it's a satire." They're like, "Nah, man, you're a fucking Nazi," and the director's like, "Yeah, look, I grew up in fucking Belgium in World War II, and the fucking Luftwaffe like bombed my fucking house. I'm pretty fucking anti-Nazi." All the fucking social justice dudes just had to like crawl back into their fucking holes.
Eat shit. He also
It was
made
pretty fucking good.
he also made the awesome movie Showgirls as well.
Did he? Was that him?
Yeah, remember
You
that?
guys love that movie.
Interesting. Yeah, but Paul Verhoeven, he had a good fucking run there. You know, I think we can all agree, like Total Recall, Starship Troopers, and the first RoboCop are all pretty fucking good movies.
Yep, definitely. Oh my god.
So we don't get movies like that anymore. They're all cynical fucking remakes.
No, that's because you're relating it to the part of your life where you fucking had no worries. You're in school. You didn't have to pay for your fucking meals. There was no fucking 8th edition destroying your hobby. There was no fucking Games Workshop fucking charging you $600
It's not that.
for a
It's
fucking
not
miniature.
nostalgia. It's
It
like
is.
on
It is
a basic
nostalgia.
level,
Yeah.
some of these movies are demonstrably better. Like, do you think the RoboCop remake is better than the original RoboCop? Do you think the Total Recall remake is better than the original Total Recall?
Yes.
100% fucking
Yes.
no.
100% yes.
Exactly.
Because
What?
I've actually
Exactly
seen
not.
the shit recently. I've seen the new one. I've seen the new RoboCop. That was better than the fucking first one. Hell yes, it's aged with time,
No.
and it's stupid. The original was
No.
stupid.
Dude, you go back and watch
Um,
fucking Running Man.
Except for
or-
the dick shooting, that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
For everyone who wants to send hate mail, fuck, can't talk. I will get you his address and I will supply you with the anthrax.
Well,
No,
I just want to tell
the
you.
first RoboCop is a satire cat. Like that's the whole point of
Yeah.
it. It's not supposed to be taken seriously.
So-
It's a dialing up pop culture to 11.
Okay, so listen to this run he made in a row. He made RoboCop, Total Recall, Basic Instinct, Showgirls, Starship Troopers. He made them like in
It's a good fucking run.
in 10 years. So 1987 was RoboCop, 1997 was Starship Troopers. But then he made fucking Hollow Man, and 3 years later, and he made Hollow Man. Remember that Kevin Bacon movie where you saw Kevin Bacon's dick?
Yep, where he was invisible.
Yeah, then he made something called Black Book, never heard of it. Entertainment Experience, never heard of it. 2016, L, never heard of it. So between 1997 and now, which was what, fucking 10 years? No, 20
Yep.
years.
So 20 years.
20 years, he's literally made Hollow Man and 3 movies you've never heard of. Well, I don't know. Maybe other people have. Like, one of them got a
Yeah, he
Golden
had a good
Globe.
run before that, but that's like Spielberg, like Steven Spielberg's films. Like everything he was putting out to a certain point was fantastic, and then it all became like after Schindler's List, he reckons he could never see Nazis in a comical light ever again. And like, because remember how he used to make Nazis kind of fun in like Indiana Jones? They were a villain, but you know you could have a bit of fun with them. He was like,
Yeah,
no, never
get smart
again,
stuff.
because Nazis are bad people. So he like fucking Schindler's List just fucked him up in the head, and at the same time, I reckon that was when he burnt
You're
out.
saying,
Like
oh,
Steven
Nazis are
Spielberg
bad
burnt
people,
out.
like they're not bad people. They were pretty fucking bad people.
No, like specifically referring to like fucking Waffen SS in the Auschwitz situation, as portrayed in Schindler's List, where the
The German
colonel's just sitting
people
in
as
the
a whole
bathtub,
are not
where
fucking.
the colonel's in the bathtub 360 no scoping cunts.
German
That's
people
that's.
aren't to be fucked with, mate. Man, I think he
I like the
probably
Germans.
would've-
I think they're
he
the most
would've
attractive
gotten-
women on earth.
He would have gotten. Yeah, who doesn't like fucking monobrows?
Dude, German
yeah,
women are beautiful.
He would have gotten a fucking letter from the German country. It's like, you've put us in a comical light. You have shamed our German name. We will fucking make a device that just taunts you for the next
Well, I hope they never.
100 years.
I hope they never watch fucking Hogan's Heroes. Then they'll really fucking lose their minds. But and also Macca. That's exactly like. Yeah. Anyway, let's keep going. Well, yep. Somehow we got into Paul Verhoeven. Let's get back off that and back to the fucking Fassbender movie. I guess we're pretty much done, right?
Yeah. Is there anything you guys want to say about it?
Yeah. My sum up will be fucking go and watch it if you kind of want to just sort of, if you want like a sort of mildly creepy movie that also has like a bit of fucking just crazy violence. And like it's fun to just see what Fassbender's up to, because like a sub theme of all these alien movies, regardless of like the alien content, is also fucking AI sent to do a job, just fucking it up. I guess Bishop was pretty like loyal, wasn't he?
Bishop and Walter, both good robots.
Depends which one.
And Call in Resurrection.
Weird.
Yeah.
Call in Resurrection, she's good as well.
Yeah.
So Ash is bad, David is bad. It's more good AIs than bad AIs so far.
Yeah. So yeah, it's an interesting movie if you want to just sort of like, I don't know, just want to chill out and see Fassbender fucking playing flute with himself.
fingering with himself.
That's a great summary. Holy crap, nice.
What about you? What about you, Kat?
Yeah, go see it if you just don't take it too seriously. It's not a yeah, don't expect movies to deliver on fluff or story, because they always fall short. They've only got a certain period of time to get a story across, so they can't deliver it because they're trying to fucking appease cunts in suits. Know nothing about shit.
No,
And
no,
then
with
cunts
the
that wank off know nothing about shit anyway. So movies are fucking shit at the end of the day, but it's a good time to kill fucking an hour and a half after some fucking Nando's. So yeah, fucking joy.
well, they're gonna make movies that sell in fucking the entire world nowadays, because like it's a world market. So that's why so many movies are just shit
Yeah,
pieces.
something about China.
Yeah.
Something about China.
Yeah.
It's getting more
Yep.
movies now, and
China
some-
loves
Do you think the
movies.
kids in China are going to want to see Shaw's fucking... Who knows what the fuck that is that happened to her body? Here's like... If you want to see a slasher
It'll be-
sci-fi starring some monsters, this is a movie that is a slasher set in space starring monsters. It's not a slasher like the original Halloween or the original Alien that's smart. It's a slasher that's dumb, like a modern fucking remake of Halloween. It looks gorgeous. The film, the special effects are excellent. It's well directed, well lit. The stuff like David's Shop of Horrors, I would have loved to have dwelt on a little more and seen a bit more of the stuff going on in there. I'm sure we'll get a bunch of like set pictures and stuff leaked or come out with like the DVD and that, and I'll get a good look at it. And I think that genuinely creepy, disturbing stuff, that's what I want to see out of my Alien franchise. And I also want a bit of consistency, you know, with a bit
Yeah,
of
Geiger's
consistency
gotta
with
do
like
more
how our
art,
aliens
I
actually
think.
fucking work.
Because did Geiger do the art for that and shit? All the fuck.
No, he died. He
Shop
passed
of
away about 2 or 3 years back.
It's never come up. I didn't talk to the guy regularly. Sorry.
There's plenty of stuff.
I was
like,
about to
the-
say because he's
fucked up-
probably on his way out because he didn't look too healthy from when I was watching
Jesus.
that June video.
Joe
that
Rescue's
was
Dune,
fucking
yeah.
mostly. Yes, it was mostly fucking Spanish or whatever.
So,
yeah,
who
he
have they
didn't
got
look
doing
like he
the
was very
aliens then? They got some little they got some fucking Geiger protege.
They've got an art team, the same art team they had off Prometheus. The behind the scenes for Prometheus, I watch behind the scenes for every single movie I have, and I've got hundreds of movies. And the Prometheus Blu-ray behind the scenes is fantastic. All the Alien films have very in-depth behind the scenes if you buy them on like Blu-ray or any of the quadrilogies. And especially Alien 3, because it goes into literally what a clusterfuck it was because of studio interference. It does not shy away from any of it. So,
Yeah, guess it's easy to do that once that dude you're talking about gets fired or whatever.
I'm just looking the artwork of what like Shaw becomes. Geiger had drawn similar stuff to that in his original Necronomicon, which is like his big famous art book that they pulled from. So I chucked a picture of that up in the chat, and I'll try and put it up in the video when I do the video, show you some of this fucked up stuff.
I brought up a picture from my archives. Yeah, alright.
Well,
okay.
they're basically going
Jesus.
through his backlog. They're going through his backlog of drawings, and then they're getting modern artists to do their own renditions for it to suit the screen.
Yeah.
And let's face it, Geiger had some pretty fucked up backlog.
Yeah, what a fucking maniac. Alright, well, it's been good fucking reviewing this movie. I think we've almost been talking as long as the goddamn movie goes for.
Yeah.
Well, you know what?
should just
People
put this
can
over.
listen to as little or as much as they like.
Yeah, people should just put the movie on in silence and just listen to us. Yabba like idiots.
I don't think it would match up with the film too well.
Doesn't need to, mate. Doesn't need to. It'd be better.
Yeah. Rest in peace, Geiger. I guess. Fuck. I've been living in the past.
Yeah.
I was waiting for him.
R.I.P.
Sweet,
Geiger.
Sweet. Yeah, that's it for me. Rip.
Rip indeed. Thanks everyone for listening, and thanks very much to Tim for coming on the show.
That's alright, no props.
And we'd like to do more of these film breakdowns, or I'd like to. I don't know about you guys, but hopefully people like it.
Yeah, you guys had a good episode with Lego on recently, which was fun. Talking about fucking Aethid.
He didn't bite as much as I wanted him to. See, I'm the reporter guy that asks the random questions, and Macca like makes it somewhat audibly entertaining, and I ask the hard questions like, what style fucking gulag are you gonna fucking base yours off of who people don't agree with you on 8th edition? He was just like, oh no, I'm just blatantly gonna fucking kick him out. Like that was it. Just like,
Just gonna murder them. Yeah.
touche.
Yeah, kick them out into the cold of
shit.
Siberia and
Just like,
execute them.
wow.
Through elements.
It's just like, if you don't like 8th edition, you're out. That's it's just.
Yeah. I was just waiting for.
I can imagine what that.
Yeah. I was just...
his Facebook page is going to just be like, if you say one word bad about 8th edition, you just kick from the fucking side. So I'm still on that side and not your fucking page.
Yeah, you're banned from our page, son. Just a bad boy. You're just a rude. You're just a rude boy, like
You can't
fucking.
deal with the fucking random questions.
Like Blanche said.
You can't deal with the questions.
You're
Just like
too
John-
real for people, Cat.
Just like John
Yeah,
Blanche said, you're
I
a
got kicked by Blanche as well.
rude little
Well,
boy.
fucking Blanche will be fucking dead, and then I'll find out 2 years later. I never got fucking. I
You'll
don't
be
think
killed by the
Geiger-
GW team for
I
that
don't
picture
think
with the
Geiger
way
ever
hard
gave me
varnish.
shit.
Yeah.
Gave me shit. Geiger never did give me shit. Damn it. That's really bad. I really would have liked to get shit from Geiger.
That's alright.
Oh,
You just have to find some other fucking sci-fi artists to who are almost dead to like harass.
Geiger is fantastic though in interviews. I'd love to have seen him giving Cat shit. Like it would be totally different to John Blanche.
Yeah.
He'd be like, and then you can stick the penis in your vagina, and then you can like go and fuck yourself, Cat. Yeah.
I will
'Cause
chew
he's got
your
that,
nose
he's got
off
that
your
weird
face.
Swiss accent.
Yeah, yeah. The best thing about fucking Geiger was the fact that he looked exactly how you would just think a fucking Geiger would look. As soon as you saw him, you were like, "Yep, looks like a fucking bad guy from like a what are those from a Hostel
movie.
film or Hostel?" Like,
I am
fucking-
going to create a fucked up monster, and you can stick it up your ass and hemorrhage the blood from the monster until you die a painful, a horrible rape death.
All right. Well, on that note,
That's